Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck with De Niro, I got a Snyder extended clip, so who wanna play hero? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf, so we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Let me talk to you.
It's showtime.
It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Circle Debate Podcast, episode 181, and also Top Rope Wrestling Talk, ladies and gentlemen, as well. That is right, ladies, and welcome to episode 181. The movement has just begun. We talked about it for the last couple of weeks, and it still continues to talk about it. But before we start, once again, the host TV is what I have to see with my other two hosts, mi familia, mi sangre, mi corazón, my blood. The real bloodline right here. That's what I was saying. So that's all I can say about that.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah, I know. Yep, that is shots fired.
You don't want that $500 shirt coming after you.
I do not want that. I do not want that.
The sleeveless.
Come at me, steroidal Ricky Starks. I'm ready.
But
I stay ready.
Introduce, of course, my other host, mi compadre, the one, the extreme of podcasting, the notorious one himself, D.O.N.
Huh? Okay, that's better. Oh!
That was just premature.
Yes. I gotta say it. Live from the Debate Network, it's Saturday night!
Well, you know what that means.
And I already called out steroidal Ricky Starks, so I'm ready for a fight.
Hey, Taylor.
Let's fucking go.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The Notorious one DOM in the house. And of course, we got the man who makes you swing everywhere, any day, all day. Because he is the only fans of podcasting, folks. And that is, of course, the Mussolini, the real
And Kennedy.
He's
the fill of fucking Pepsi.
Right.
I really gotta get you. Welcome. The DMs are open.
The DMs are open. Pepsi Phil, what is going on, my brother? Welcome back,
Mr. Pepsi Phil, how you been, bro?
Good.
Oh, hey, Kayla. Happy belated birthday, girl.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Kayla. Shout out to Kayla. Yo, what's going
Kobe.
Kobe.
Temple, my man, what is going
Talk about
on?
a comeback.
The Rock has officially joined the Bang Bang Bang, and he got two words for you. Guns
Temple.
up. That's right. And yes, shout out to everybody. People follow Kayla on Floor Snapper Sports. And of course, wish her a happy birthday. Shit, I'm wishing you a happy birthday, Kayla. Hopefully, you're enjoying yourself, having a great birthday weekend. If you do need OnlyFans, he's right here below us, so you can hit him up. DM him. DM Pepsi Phil, because he will give you that nice pillow and the blanket that he always carries with him every day.
First 30 days is $3.99.
Oh, what's going on, Kobe? Oh man,
he followed me around the neighborhood. Now he's here in the live chat. God damn, Kobe.
That's right. That is right. And of course, folks, you already know. It's this man's story.
I have to finish the story.
You got to finish the story.
Wait, who are we talking about again?
Yes.
Wait, so what do you guys want to talk about?
Every time he says that, I want to follow it up with, Cody, you can't read.
Shout out to Temple, folks. Make sure you subscribe to Temple as well, man. It's a fantastic YouTube channel that he has. Shout out to the man. Love that man to death right there. All right, folks.
Cueto of video game booking.
Yes, he is. It's time to get into action here, folks, because we saw it already on Raw, the promo with Cody and Rollins. We saw the promo on SmackDown, of course, with The Rock. He crazy Cody. Like we saw the whole thing, and I guess you could say he's officially, of course, a bloodline, I guess. But guns up, right, Dwayne? I don't know what the hell. I'm pretty sure Papa H was back there for the producer.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure, but it happened.
Maybe he's apologizing to Billy Gunn after that burying he did earlier back in the day.
Maybe he's just a thumb guy. Like when I flip people off, I never tuck my thumb in. It's always this.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's just a thumb guy.
Oh, maybe.
If you see me do the Stone Cold Salute, it's this. I never put the thumbs in.
Can we all just
he's
agree?
A thumb guy. I
Can
don't
we all
know.
just agree putting a rock in a faction is almost guaranteed he's gonna turn on somebody?
Great.
Do we need to talk about him and Ron? Do we need to talk about him and Ron in a nation?
Oh, somebody compared that as well on social media. I was just like, okay, all right, I see that. But man, we got to get into this though. This we have to, because we seen it happening. We saw the promos. If you guys saw, of course, on social media when I did, send that little first episode for tonight. Of course, look, Dwayne went straight Hollywood, and I enjoyed it. And the promo was awesome. I would say for Dwayne. It's like the old Rock Hollywood that we've seen. I'm used to it. I'm just okay. Yeah. Am I impressed? Not really. I know people were like, "What? Why?" It's just the beginning of this movement, folks. But I did enjoy the Seth Rollins and the Cody one, because what you mentioned, Pepsi Phil, about that is him turning back on. Maybe he could turn back on the bloodline. I feel the same for Seth Rollins turning his back on Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. You're stealing my spotlight. That's my spotlight. It's mine. So it's like, it's that type of style. But I enjoyed it. Great promos and it's getting us anticipating to know what's going to happen in WrestleMania. The biggest question now here is, with this promos, this story that is now developing heading into Mania, biggest question, are we going to get what we talked about last week? Are we going to get the tag match? Night one. If that's what it seems like to me, it may be so. We saw the trailer for the teaser for WrestleMania. 4 of them came out, of course, 2 on one side, looking at each other's faces. So it seems like a teaser here, folks, that we might get a tag team, on night 1 of WrestleMania. You got Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Roman Reigns. So Pepsi Phil, break it down for us. What were your thoughts overall of the promos, and are we going to get that tag match at Mania?
So I'll be honest, it was really cute and nice to see The Rock come back to the old Rock with the $500 shirts and the foolishness and the silly glasses. But honestly, all I keep thinking is that honestly, it's a panic pivot move to what Don we said earlier. Like, Rock's supposed to come back, try to fix it, or quote unquote be the special, realize he failed, and this move is good to some extent. But the problem I have is that now your Universal Champion is being overshadowed by The Rock. Like, that's the problem. He's in a faction, and you saw that promo. And I understand that, like, when you introduce a new member of your faction, you got to give him a spotlight for a little bit. But truth be told, the story is not The Rock joining the bloodline. I'm sorry, the story is The Rock joining the bloodline, not the bloodline bringing The Rock in. Like, granted, yeah, they still have the family thing aspect of it, but people aren't talking about Roman. And I know you can say whatever your complaints are about Roman, but let's face it, when you run a promotion, your champion need to be the main conversation. And right now, as much as don't get me wrong, it was a fire promo. It was hilarious. And 2001 Phillip and 1997 Phillip pretty much was high-fiving each other. But truth be told, the problem is that I think Dom, you said it best. It's not The Rock, it's Dwayne. So
you know what it is? It's steroidal Ricky Starks. I'm sorry, all you wrestling fans to compare Ricky Starks to The Rock. You know what Ricky Starks has been doing for the longest time? Wrestling. You know what The Rock hasn't been doing? Wrestling. That on the screen is steroidal Ricky Starks. So if he's in Hollywood, he's The Rock. In wrestling, he's Ricky Starks.
To the banger of podcasting.
And that leads to the second point about the tag team. All due respect to The Rock, I don't think he could do 2 nights of wrestling. I don't think he could do 2 nights of wrestling. They get one. He got one match. Like, the only shot he had was if they could do a tag match at Elimination Chamber, but apparently The Rock probably The Rock can't show up in Perth, probably because of the time difference, and Roman can't either. So I don't think we're gonna see a tag match. I think we're gonna have Roman with The Rock in it, and we may get Manager Rock versus Seth. So I guess that's a thing. But I mean, the only good thing about this entire move is that it's a better, more compelling storyline right now than pretty much just than Cody and Roman round 2. Now, I'm not saying I'm fully invested, but at the very least, I'm not yawning when I'm watching it. Like now I care about it a little bit. Now they've made enough of a storyline that basically goes, it's a big deal if Cody wins, because now it's not just Cody versus Roman, it's Cody versus Roman and Cody versus The Rock. So I mean, there is that, and and the other thing is it gives Seth's belt a little bit more shine on it. Because truth be told, I care more about Seth's championship than I do Roman's. Because like you said, Seth wrestles almost every single night, excluding times he's injured, which is the only reason he doesn't wrestle.
Which is like now. Yeah,
exactly. He doesn't wrestle. Any other time, that man's in the ring fighting somebody.
Oh yeah.
So for me, like we all talked about this before, as far as I'm concerned, if you talk about WWE, the face of WWE, it's Seth. So at the very least, this now brings that championship up front. I mean, I still hate the belt, what it looks like. Right?
What's wrong with the belt?
What's wrong with the belt?
It looks ridiculous.
It looks like this one with a WWE logo.
It looks like a broken spinner belt. That's what it looks like.
No, it looks like this one.
It looked like it got rust on it.
The spinner belt was trash. That looks like a World Heavyweight Championship with a WWE logo on it.
I agree to disagree, my brothers. So, but either way,
fair enough.
Either way, The Rock coming out in this $500 shirt with no sleeves, because you think $500 will get you some sleeves.
Oh yes, but
it was like he took like old vest Rock and old $500 Versace suit Rock, and he like mashed them together, and he came up with Ricky Starks.
That's what it looked like to me. Yeah. Okay.
We want Cody. We want Cody. Cody's got to finish his story.
That's it. I mean, he has some good insults in there, so I'll give him that.
Kicking you out the main event. Ain't that a bitch, Rock?
Yeah. I mean, he did a pro. He did
shut the fuck
promo.
up, Rocky.
I mean, he did a good promo and didn't have to read his wristband.
That's true. He didn't write it down this time. He actually remembers it now.
So he didn't read. Like I said, he did a good promo. It was
on his palm.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it was the last 10 minutes of the show.
We want Cody. We want Cody. Cody's got to finish his story.
But see how his hand is out? The shit is written on his palm. We want Cody.
The upside also is, so I'll give him credit though. This was actually a pretty decent SmackDown, and that was a good way to end it. That promo was a good way to end it.
Oh, it was. It was a good promo. I totally agree. But please don't do a tag match at 40. It doesn't need it. It says Cody Roman would be doing double duty. Save it.
Yeah.
Mr. Universal himself, Nick Dieter, what's going on?
Oh, low class.
So,
my man.
Well, so that's my thing. Like honestly, with the new change on, and this is me. The only thing The Rock is, he's a decent figurehead to make this match a little more interesting. Because truth be told, once he realized that no one wants him to wrestle Roman, in my eyes, he might as well be the equivalent of Mr. Fuji.
Oh, I like the comparison. I like that.
Yeah, that's basically
the Mr. Fuji.
Who I love. Do not get me wrong.
Roman's Yokozuna.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do not get me wrong. I love Mr. Fuji.
I love that.
Fuji was great. He had a good presence.
Oh no, Fuji was the man, Hall of Famer. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing away from that man.
Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, he might as well be Mr. Fuji, the Roman's Yokozuna. Because Yokozuna, God bless him, couldn't talk worth a damn either.
Oh,
yeah.
I heard about that.
True.
That's very true.
Truth be told, they probably didn't let him talk the way he wanted.
Plus, if he did, you would have found out he wasn't Japanese. And
I was about to say.
There is that.
First of all, that's why I have trust issues right now, God damn it. Kofi in Jamaican, Yokozuna in Japan.
And by the way,
they're not brothers.
I can't hold it anymore. I gotta respond. You know, Temple responded to my comment saying, "Yeah, The Rock's a thumb guy." I have a few places. I know where he can stick it. He can turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up his candy ass. Because it doesn't matter what you think, Rock.
There you go.
Ricky, I'm sorry, Ricky, not Rocky.
Ricky Johnson. Is that what we're gonna call him now?
Ricky Bobby Johnson. That's Ricky his new name. He is Ricky Bobby Johnson, the artist formerly known as The Rock.
All right, your turn, baby. What you got for us?
What you got for us, Notorious?
I mean, first of all, the promos between Seth and Cody, just nowhere. I can sum this up very simply. See the people on the right side of Pepsi, Phil, via Seth and Cody. There's the interesting side. See these two? I could not give a fuck about either one of these two. I could not give the simplest fucking fuck about Snorman or Ricky Bobby Johnson. I don't give a flying fat
shake and bake, man.
One of them does.
Can it be shake and bake? Shake and bake. Let me shake and bake.
And all I heard in that promo on Friday night was Rock being salty because he got outshined by a certain somebody who will go unnamed, who clearly deserved to be in the main event, not a guy that walked in 2 days before and threw himself there because he had the fucking power to do it. There, I said it. What's happening? Now, moving forward, as far as double duty is concerned, I'm not even worried about The Rock wrestling twice. You're trying to get Roman to show up on back-to-back nights. He doesn't show up on back-to-back weeks, bro. You want him there both nights. It's not fucking happening. At best, because we know, or we think, because this WrestleMania build has been the most bipolar, confusing fucking shit of any WrestleMania that I can remember. And I've watched all of them. Okay, maybe not the builds for the first ones, but I've watched all.
My
of
man,
them.
What's going on, Just?
What's happening, homie?
Shout out
we could get, of course, we're going to get Cody and Roman. Cody and Roman is going to happen at Mania 40. It's gonna. We could end up, because if you remember, they had a little bit of a conflict at the presser and all. We could get Seth versus Rock for the world title. Because if things played out, then you have the High Chief and the Tribal Chief with gold, even though it's not going to fucking happen. But that's the story. They think they run this shit, so they're going to go take Seth's gold, beat Cody, and just be out, right? What happens if these two walk away with everything? Now, where does the bloodline stand? Now, what difference does it make if you're the High Chief and you're the Tribal Chief? Because you both ain't shit. You know what you are? You the ain't shit tribe. Okay.
I'll give you that.
Ain't shit tribe after WrestleMania. You will be goalless losers as these two walk away with all the clout and all the shit that they deserve. By the way, yeah, I used the word. I don't give a fuck. I used it. What are you going to do? That they fucking deserve. Seth Rollins has been carrying WWE long before that world title and long before Roman started going home with his.
Yep.
Even when he wasn't winning, Seth Rollins was carrying that company on his fucking back. Cody has been the hottest commodity in WWE for the last 2 years. Other people have come up and gone down. Roman's merch has gone up, come down. LA Knight's merch, same thing. Cody has been straight fucking through the roof for 2 years.
And he has a second documentary coming out as well.
He's got a second documentary. He's on the cover of the video game. Anybody gonna do another documentary about Ricky Bobby Johnson over here?
Well,
I may rewatch Jumanji 2 if that counts.
As he mentioned Jordan beating the Jazz. See, that was kind of cute. I'm not saying it was all bad. What I said was I don't care. I don't care what The Rock has to say because I can't remember the last time he fucking wrestled.
Well,
I don't give a shit what Roman's doing because next week he's not going to be here.
So we talked about this. I told you the only thing it does is it, and I say this respectfully, it justifies Cody winning a belt. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but let's face it, when you spent like a pandemic basically 4 years making this man the greatest champion you've ever had in your life, you need a really big show for him to lose the belt. And right now, having The Rock there makes the show bigger than it was.
Does it though?
It does.
Because ever since The Rock showed up, people have been bitching. Everybody's like, oh shit, Cody won. And he pointed at Roman and we're doing this. Yes, yes, yes. And then The Rock came in and everyone lost their fucking minds. I don't think that makes it bigger. It just makes it more complicated.
Well, here's the thing though, but people have not stopped talking about it though. And for WrestleMania, that's what puts asses in seats. Whether you mad or not.
Hate and dislike puts asses in seats. I'm pretty sure the tickets were selling. I know a lot of people in Philly that bought them seats already.
Even Justice saying that, yeah, it was safe for The Rock, and it was. It was safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree.
He didn't go as far as he could have. Like he didn't go far back in the day like he did. The closest.
Well, because it's PG now.
Yeah, because he said,
it's gonna head to TV 14, but what it was.
But it ain't yet. They said it was heading to TV 14 when Trips first took over, and a year and a half later, we still ain't there.
Now they get the $5 billion dollars from Netflix. There will be fucking TVMA. They'll be saying, "Fuck it, bitch, all this shit."
Point, yeah, he's right.
Oh yeah, by Netflix, yeah. Say whatever the fuck you want, but right now, no.
Dom's point, he's right. Rock did play a safe promo because the closest he came to pretty much being the old Rock was when he said, "Hey, fatty, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna come out there and slap the herpes out your mouth." That is.
I mean, anytime Utah is made fun of.
Utah, give me two.
Mm-hmm. So basically, that is the closest we came. But for the most part, it was a very clean, safe promo. But honestly, his delivery was okay, but I felt like this is what you do. This is what you do. Because here's the thing: if you replaced him with Paul Heyman, that's a Paul Heyman promo, basically.
Yeah,
that's a
Paul
more
or less. It pretty much is. It pretty much is. But more or less, if Seth was healthy enough, and there's so many. If Seth was healthy enough, they would find a way to red eye these two in to get the tag match in Perth for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest problem. Is Seth is not healthy enough yet. And obviously we were building towards Punk and Seth. And then Punk got hurt again. And so
that man has no good luck at all. I don't know.
So now we're looking for somebody.
Or what's the problem with that?
I'm just hoping
maybe he should have stayed at home. Maybe he should have just done that.
I'm just hoping he gets better. Like I would like.
I mean, I'm his age, and I sit here and do this with you guys. I don't plan on getting back in a ring anytime soon. You know why? Because I'm gonna get fucked up if I do. So maybe, just maybe, as psychotic and concussed and everything as I am, I'm smarter than CM Punk. But I digress. I gotta. I gotta say that I feel like we're going to get Seth versus Rock if we get Rock involved at all, outside of like I'm gonna stand over here in the corner and be Paul Heyman's fill-in.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get him in a match, it's gonna be against Seth. One, because of Punk's injury, and two, I don't know if Drew McIntyre is on that main event of WrestleMania level anymore. And three, I know Drew's not re-signed.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Are you really gonna put Drew? Are you really gonna put a man who's not re-signed in the main event of WrestleMania that could leave and show up in another promotion the week after?
I mean, when they did, so here's where they get a little. Here's where I got. Where I'm a little pissed.
He'll be the new Jeff Jarrett. You remember Jeff Jarrett? He was on WCW like one week, and then the following week showed up to Raw.
Pulling up the Drew thing. You know how they kept him, how they're keeping him for Mania? They're basically saying that the days, the weeks and months that he was off because of inactivity, which was no booking and injuries, he still owes them. So they're doing it. He's basically just paying. It
happens all the time, dude. If somebody gets hurt or they don't work dates or whatever, they say, okay, well, your contract has been extended because you were signed and you didn't make these appearances.
I'm sitting there going, if you have an extended contract and someone cuts you before that contract's over, do you get paid for the rest of the month, rest of that contract time?
But that's if you look at the available talent to fight Seth Rollins, none of them really scream WrestleMania main event. The closest one would have been Gunther.
Yeah,
and he's obviously busy, so that's out. Drew kind of is on that level, but he's also not technically under contract, so that kind of disqualifies him. And then where do you go from there? You look around and you're like, well, I mean, I guess we could get Seth versus The Rock. That's a WrestleMania match.
You could also do Randy, but Randy's crazy. But you could do Randy, but
but then one of them's got to turn heel because Randy's been a face and Seth is clearly a face. So one of them's got to turn heel, and getting Randy to turn heel is kind of like, all right, we've been here, we've seen this.
First of all, like Macho Man, Randy can go back and forth all he wants.
Yeah, but Orton's not as insane as Savage. Let's just be real. Yes, maybe cocaine had something to do with that too. I'm trying to be as real as possible, but Orton is a lot saner than Savage, and I would know I'm a psycho. Okay.
What? Why?
Well, remember that period where Randy
Ivan versus Seth?
Why? I'm not putting the puppy on the line. No.
You know what? Fuck it, Seth. Title for title. Let's go. I know what I said. I'll get back in the ring for Seth Rollins. He's hurt. I'm forever injured. Let's fucking go.
The Circle of Debate contract on a ladder match versus Seth.
Oh, fuck that. Hell no.
His world title versus my world title at WrestleMania in Philly, in my backyard.
Is he fighting as Seth Roman or Tyler Black?
He can call himself whatever the fuck he wants. He's gonna lose.
But all I can say on this is, for me, is it gets us going, and that's the beauty of this. What's going on with the story? It has us like intrigued.
We want Poppy.
There you go. That's right.
We want Poppy. We want Poppy.
Poppy comes in. Poppy knocks out Damian Priest with the belt, with the suitcase. Knocks out
the mic. The belt. I don't know if the mic caught it, but I heard DJ in the back go, "We want Poppy."
I heard it.
Man, if you want a good book,
DJ.
If you want good booking, we can have Ivan take out Damian Priest, steal the suitcase. Let Cody win the belt. All of a sudden, here come Poppy coming in to get the title.
And speaking,
here comes the Poppy.
Here comes the Poppy. What, with the Shane thing going around and that's shout out to the chef, Brian Cook. What's going on?
Don't get me wrong. Jake the Snake did. I mean, there's still part of me that still got that look as Jake the Snake with a side eye. I mean,
Jake the Snake would terrify the shit.
I love him greatly, but I'm still gonna get him going. I still remember what you fucking did to Ricky. I still remember what he did to Dragon Steamboat. DDT him on the ground on concrete.
I love that.
He did the Ultimate Warrior. Shoved him in that room with all the snakes and cobras and shit.
Yes. So
Like,
I
you
love
sick son of a bitch. I don't never want to meet you.
So, but
I hate snakes.
but knock wood, I'm glad he's still around and he's doing okay.
There is one Ricky in pro wrestling in my top 10.
Mhm.
Yep, that's right. There's only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Temple.
No,
Honestly,
that's a fact, Temple. The
I'm not gonna
Dragon
lie.
is on a whole other level from these guys.
To this day,
And I'm not talking Bryan Danielson.
This is what I'm going to say about Ricky Starks. I need him to pull an MJF, put on about 20 pounds or more muscle, and honestly, I think he'll pretty much start getting pushed the way he's supposed to be. I know that's a terrible aesthetic thing, and as much as I hate to say it, give him about 20 more pounds of muscle, and I know it's going to reduce some of his moves, but I think it'll honestly make him, quote unquote, a bigger face. But
see, look, shout out to you. You see how much he loves you right there.
Yes. Yes.
Example. But
Nobody better. I try, but I'm not better. I might be on that level, but I'm not better.
But truth be told,
But
I think Ivan, you said it a couple of weeks ago. I don't think Ricky Stark's going to be long at AEW.
I don't think so either.
Well, that's
I don't.
yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see on that one. But
And I'm sitting here going, I don't know what Ricky Stark's going to do with WWE when he come to face with
thank
The
you,
Rock.
George.
Shout out to George, of course, from Mexico, right there. Coming out of you, George. From
Mexico.
When Ricky meet his evil doppelganger, I don't know what he's going to do.
But here's the thing, guys. The Rock being back and all that, I think from the beginning of Roman's snoring ass reign, we've heard time and time again that The Rock is coming back and he's gonna fight Roman at blank pay-per-view, right? He is. Thank you, low class. We're right here.
Phil, watch your mouth when you talk about
Coke
Ricky.
Phil.
The disrespect.
Oh man. Right there, the Coca-Cola right there.
But you know, it's compare in my life. It's like I remember years ago, my wife was bitching about this set of heels that she wanted. They were like designer, they were expensive, all this shit. So birthday came up, I bought them for her. And then for years, I heard her say, you know what? Oh, I'm going to wear them when we go here. Or I'm going to wear them on our anniversary. Or I'm going to wear them on your birthday. Or I'm going to wear them when we go back there. You know, or I'm going to wear them here. But it never fucking happened. And then like 4 or 5 years later, she was like, you know what? We're going out. We're at someplace fancy. Maybe I'll wear those heels, but I can't find them. They were in my closet. They're gone. What happened? I was like, I fucking sold them. They sat around for 5 years. You didn't give a shit, so I got rid of them because I didn't give a shit anymore. That's how I feel about The Rock. All these years, these times, he's coming back. And maybe the first 5-6 times I was excited. By the time we got to it, I was fucking over it, man. I don't give a shit that he's got a cute little vest. I don't give a shit that he's got a new tattoo. I don't give a shit that he put the sunglasses back on. I don't give a shit that people booed the hell out of him and his butt hurt. I don't give a shit about none of it because I'm over it. I don't give a fuck. Like, you waited too long. The window closed. I'm done with it. I don't give a shit if he shows up to WrestleMania. I don't give a shit if he goes back to Hollywood. He can go be the owner of a shitty football company for all I care. I don't give a shit.
Damn.
I don't.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Jerry.
I don't care.
That's how you're feeling. That's how you're feeling with it.
I will say this. I do understand the feeling. I do know where it comes from. Because for the longest time, it was like they literally probably did the worst tease at WrestleMania 39. And then they did say, like, that was pretty much when it should have happened.
If you think back, The Rock is who brought in Ronda Rousey, right? And then there was going to be a mixed tag match. And all of a sudden, Kurt Angle jumped in. And it was like, wait, I thought we had The Rock and Ronda versus now we got Kurt. What the fuck is going on here?
Well,
and even then, I was excited.
Hollywood. That's the reason.
Well, that's the problem. You decided to go Hollywood, and you wouldn't even come back to Hollywood to have a match when WrestleMania went Hollywood again. Right?
I love it. I love Justin.
That right there on our screen is his CougarLife.com photo. And by the way, Sting is like 15 years older than this man, been wrestling more.
I am not wearing a mask.
Fuck
George.
this guy. See, I left the thumb out again. I'm a thumb guy. Fuck this guy.
Pepsi Phil, just like Hollywood and video games in an era remakes. WWE is in an era of returning part-timers and it's like Canada Dry tonic water that nobody wants. Damn, that's cold blooded.
It's like Fresca, man. You can keep that shit.
Wait a minute, I like Fresca.
Fuck Fresca.
What?
It's tasty.
Don't nobody like Fresca. Get the fuck out of
I
here.
am not hating on Fresca.
I'm hating on Fresca.
But
until they sponsor us, and then it's the most delicious fucking thing I ever drank.
Until then, we'll get
so I will
you want to give me some money? I will talk you up. Until then, talking shit.
I will give you this. No matter what, this pivot with The Rock, I mean, it stinks so much of panic and oh shit, we fucked up the booking on this one.
Oh, and it was.
That is literally. It's almost.
And there's a reason.
Yeah, it's almost hilarious.
Because wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yeah.
I have to finish the story.
I mean, so here's the thing, though. Like I said, they're trying to pivot, so it's interesting to see them do it. And honestly, I don't, like I said, for me right now, do I think this is working? It's working. I mean, from a carnival aspect of it, like a carny aspect of it, it is. I mean, let's face it.
Not my eyes, man. In my eyes, you could have stayed away. I don't give a fuck.
I think we can accept the fact the reason it doesn't work for people is for people who like either not so much inside, but people who are just like in the know and understand what should have happened. Like for the average fan who doesn't think much about it and just likes just like the show, they did what they had to do. Like people like you and me, they don't care if we see through the curtains. We look behind the curtains, we see the bullshit.
Thank you. I don't know why, but see, low class is with me, and that's why I love them. We're both from Philly, and we're both saying nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I mean, I'm just saying those 10,800 trailer park trash incest folks last night in Utah did.
But yeah, but see, that's where
think about what you just said.
Exactly.
That's
what you gotta be to give a fuck.
I see.
Them people cannot afford tickets to Philly, let alone Mania. Okay.
So see,
you know who can afford those things? Cody fans. That's who.
But one thing Temple mentioned here that I totally agree is just this. The first 2 years, okay, yes, and after that, it's just been meh. I agree. It's been that way. It has been. Well, that's why we talked about it last week. Why this should be the ending of it here at Mania 40.
It should have ended at 30. It should have ended at 39. It should have.
I'm with you too. It should have been at 39. Hey, I was there. I was there. Damn it! It should have ended.
I was hoping it would, but then we got we got more of Sammy, we got more of Jay, we got some things in there that were actually kind of interesting. But once Roman beat Jay and Jay went to Raw and Cody and all that shit, I was done with it. I was like, okay, this story can wrap up now. I am good. And we are still fucking going. And now we've got The Rock. So basically, Roman is the second fiddle, and poor Jimmy and Solo are like, we ain't never going to get on TV or on a mic, man.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I said. You bring in The Rock with that kind of stroke behind him,
send your angry ass letters to Crystal Pepsi Phil, not Ivan, Psycho, Grandma, High Class, or me. I don't know. You might be able to send a few my way. I am talking some shit tonight.
Oh my God.
But here's the thing.
I'm in a mood, y'all.
Yeah, we talked about that, remember? Like, Roman's supposed to be the face of your company.
Mm-hmm.
However, the biggest conversation they're having in wrestling is The Rock showing up and joining your faction. It's like literally The Rock's doing you a favor because, let's face it, because the bloodline storyline needed to end, we say 39, but honestly, the moment Jay hit Roman with that chair, the bloodline should have separated. That's pretty much when it should have broken up.
Yeah, but that was after 39, if you recall.
Was it after 39? Okay.
Yeah, it was after 39. It was after.
But that should have been the last straw where they broke up. You get the Usos going over their separate ways from bloodline. It's just Roman, Solo, and Paul. But it should have ended, but they decided to stretch it out.
If anything, we should have had Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania. That's clearly not going to happen because they won't even put Jay on TV. Jimmy on TV. Sorry.
We don't know yet.
Well, it looks like Jay gonna be fighting Gunther. Let's be real.
Well, that'd be great for him. At least he's winning an Intercontinental title.
And rightfully so. I'm just saying.
Excuse Robinson.
Rock hard, baby.
Rock hard, Daddy.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. How is like
Scissor me, Temple.
How are you gonna bring in The Rock, who's not even I mean, he's not a part-timer. A part-timer is someone who shows up at least half the time he's supposed to. The Rock
he's a one-timer.
Part-timer is his cousin next to him.
Yeah. basically,
it's true. It's like what Brian's saying right now.
I refer to him as a Saudi timer. He only shows up once a year. He only shows up once a year.
I prefer a one-timer, not even a fucking Saudi timer. Like, no, it's a one-timer. Just like
but yeah, but
Boca Doom, how Brian is saying pretty much is like it's what it is. It's
He's right. He's
like,
right.
Look, at this point, it needs to end here at 40. We all want that to end here at 40.
Yes.
And we all hope it does, because from there, take your ass on vacation, a long ass vacation, and let this new era begin heading into 2024.
I mean,
without you for a while, Roman.
You have
that bloodline feud later, SummerSlam, that's fine. I'm okay with it. But
I was gonna say, if anything, the bloodline story should end like the pay-per-view after Mania, where they try to do this tag match and The Rock swerves Roman, and then
honestly, and then he gets kicked out. He goes back to being Big Dog Roman, which I know a lot of people didn't like him, but I like Big Dog.
He's gonna go back to Go Home Roman. There ain't no more Big Dog. There ain't no more Big Dog. He's gonna be going to Hollywood. Right? He's gonna be the new Rock and make a bunch of movies nobody's gonna fucking watch.
We're gonna have to wait to see how this is determined. But all I can tell you right now with this, honestly, it does keeps us this anticipation. We've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks, and it's gonna keep more and continue because these promos that they're doing has us really like, okay, hell yeah, all right, cool. For Rollins saying, I'll back you up. And then for Rock saying, I'm part of the bloodline. So it really gives us the question, is this going to be a Mania tag match, in which we will not know until further notice as the story develops, because we still got another event happening, besides this one Mania. We got this one, and that is Elimination Chamber, baby. That's what we're going to talk about there. So, I mean, so far, this is a card where we know, but I know we have other matches. I'm not putting on the whole card because next week we'll be back to talk about that. The prediction for that. But there's one space missing on the women's side of the Elimination Chamber.
So,
there's room in your window that Jade Cargill's may not be in it. But should she be in it on the women's side? Go ahead, Phil. Take it away.
Well, here's the thing. And this is the thing that's pissing me off more than anything.
Oh, shit. You know what pisses me off?
Everyone's getting on Jade because they say that she's having problems following her spots. And, like, she can still wrestle, but sometimes she misses spots because, let's face it, when you're doing a WWE campaign, doing the spots are kind of complicated. And I keep trying to tell folks, no shit. Because everything we've learned from Arn to Tully to Brett to even Triple H, the only way you get better to master those spots is literally reps. Right now, all she's been doing is just doing time at the Performance Center. She has not been doing a lot of house shows. She needs to get to like 100 matches in WWE for her to really get the system down. Everybody's like, oh, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Yeah, because no one does after just going fucking spending time in a training room. Think about it. So quit your bitching about she's not learning as fast as she could be.
Let's be real, because I think some of us remember. Do y'all remember Bianca Belair having it when she first started in NXT? Because she didn't.
That's true.
Do you remember, even with all the international experience and everything else, did Rhea Ripley have it when she first showed up in NXT?
No. Kurt, when she was in the Mae Young Classic, she was rough.
Yeah, and so was Io. And look at him now.
So it's like, I get really pissed off when they say Jade isn't learning the spots or Jade's got problem adapting. It's like, yeah, wait for her to get 100 matches under her belt like everybody else in the business.
To your point, Pepsi Phil, the thing that grinds my gears about it is the only thing we've seen out of Jade Cargill in WWE is the Royal Rumble, and she did a damn good job.
Exactly.
So how is it even if she's fucking up over here in the PC, which we don't know, it's just it's one of those reports.
It's the PC. It's where you're supposed to fuck up.
Even if she is, I know he said it for a different reason, but I'm gonna quote Allen Iverson on this. It's practice, man. It's fucking practice. What are we talking about? Practice. Not a match. Not a match that you see on TV that millions of people watch on pay-per-view. We're talking about practice. When she was in a ring with 29 other fucking women who all were more experienced than she was, including Jordan Grace, by the way, she held her own and showed the fuck out.
Yes.
So put her in a ring and see if she continues to do that. If she does, doesn't matter how much she fucks up at the PC. If she does it in ring.
Yeah.
Some people are shitty at practice and great on fucking game day.
Or like I said, it just takes people a while to catch shit. And like I said, she hasn't done a house show. And like everyone keeps complaining about AEW, talking about she's an AEW, she should know better. AEW doesn't have house shows.
See, Temple's backing you up right there. You see how Temple's backing you up?
So yeah. So so do it now. So back to your original question: should it be Jade?
You used to like me.
Should it be Jade? I think it would be really good if it was her. I think from introducing Jade to the business, that's a really elimination chamber.
They did that already.
Well, no, I meant
Rumble, and she was amazing. Do it again.
No, we got Rumble, which was great because then it's like we see it go. But think about it. Elimination Chamber, if you end up in the Elimination Chamber, that says something about you major. Because just look at that roster right now. I mean, excluding Liv, all of them are main eventers already. Putting her in the Elimination Chamber puts her at the forefront. So because I mean, there's also rumors that she'll probably be fighting Nia Jax and Perth.
Oh God, please no.
Well, it's already booked between Rhea and Nia. It's going to happen already.
Rhea and Nia.
There may be a weird thing that they're working out on that may fall off into Raymania, but right now, if you look at that roster outside of Liv, which for some reason Triple H will not let her go. God damn.
Mid Morgan needs to go the fuck away.
I don't know why either.
Mid Morgan, Jade would have won the damn Rumble. There, I said it.
So yeah, I think Jade should be in there. And I mean, if you want someone whose job it is to take the L, Liv will do just fine. But honestly, that roster of people right there, that's your A1. That's an A1 squad right there. So I'm pretty happy. So like I said, do I think she should be in a chamber? Yes. Do I?
Damn, Pepsi Phil is on a roll today. I love Pepsi Phil today.
So
I got your back. He's an A. He got A, man. Temple got do
I think it'll be a rough one for her? Yeah, I think it'll be. I mean, it's like Kurt Angle. You sink or swim, but I think she can handle it. I think she'll be great at it because honestly, right now, if you look at that roster, Charlotte's on the shelf, so no one else can do it.
I mean, if we look at the roster now, like who really competed for this contendership, right? We saw Megan lost her match against Tiffany Stratton, and damn, all I can say is Tiffany has a great moonsault. I can say I'll vouch for that.
Yeah,
I'll vouch for that. And
she's no EO, but she got a nice moonsault.
She is sick, talented, and athletic. I mean, who was it? Was it Bruce who said it?
Respectfully.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce said. I think Bruce may have said this, and I don't like giving him credit for anything. You know that. But
Bruce is here.
I think say a boy girl finds a note every once in a while.
I think it was him who said Tiffany Stratton is what Charlotte Flair wishes she could do. Because
he did say
that sounds terrible. So, and honestly, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you look at Tiffany Stratton, she has almost the exact same route that Charlotte did.
It's true.
The only difference is Tiffany is way more athletic, like freakishly athletic.
Well, we can't compare because it's a different age, and it
was. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte.
But here's the thing, guys. I hear Ivan and I hear Pepsi Phil talking about the roster. What fucking roster is Jade Cargill on? Do we even know?
No.
Is she on NXT? Is she on SmackDown? Is she on Raw? Where the fuck is she?
Which I was going to get to that.
You don't need to be.
But let me get to that. Let me ask you the question that you saw on SmackDown. You saw how the contract was there. How she pushed off that contract with SmackDown. So it's already kind of telling us that maybe she might be going to Raw. Maybe going to Raw.
Maybe, but we don't know. That's the thing.
We don't know yet.
We
But
don't know.
I mean,
other than that, she could freelance anywhere. I would have her freelance Raw and
But that's
SmackDown,
the
fucking
problem.
NXT.
All this time, even during the Raw, Jade is basically on an island by herself, and they let her off on special occasions. She is not going to get any better when you put her on an island and then you trot her out to a pay-per-view.
all right, I'll give you that. But I think what's happening is, and I hate to say it this way, she's one of Triple H's people now. And I think he's being really careful how to present her. Honestly, I think Ivan's right. I think she's going to end up on Raw.
I gotta be honest. I don't even know if she's a Trips person. She might be more of another person's person, if you know what I'm saying.
But
dude's got some pull these days.
But I guarantee you that he's fighting for her. I guarantee he's putting good words for her and Regal as
I
well.
hope he is. I'm just saying. I don't know if she's a Trips person, to be honest.
I think she is. I mean, if you want to be real about it, she's actually a Punk's person too. I mean, if you want to be real about it, because
I don't know what the roster Jade is going on, but she line alone, she has my interest. So yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah.
Hell
I mean,
yeah, that woman is
now,
amazing, and look at her.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Truth be told, I think, and I hate to say this, and everybody's gonna be mad at me. She needs to put her in NXT. NXT.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
I said it because at least she's on a roster getting in the reps.
The only reason I'm saying that is in NXT, she will get the reps. She will do house shows. She would do some dark matches a lot more than she would for SmackDown and than she would on the main roster. Like
haters can hate all they want about her time in AEW, but the more she was on TV and the more she fought, the better she got.
Exactly.
And now she's sitting around and she ain't doing jack shit.
Yeah, I think she's better. I think she'll be better NXT.
But here, like to answer Temple here, what he's saying is he's saying Jade doesn't need to be in the chamber. She aren't facing Bianca already either. Jade first match versus Nia Jax. I get you on that, Temple, but I feel that her being in this chamber, and then let's say she causes Bianca on this one. Then we can see the build up for them at Mania. I still like to see that.
Jade versus Bianca makes more sense than Jade versus Nia because if Jade is not used to the WWE style, Nia Jax is not going to help her through. Nia Jax don't know the WWE style, for fuck's sake. You know who does? Bianca fucking Belair. That's for sure.
I agree, and that's why I see Jade wrestling Nia Jax on Raw because then after that the momentum will go. You eliminated me. What the fuck? And then from there it starts. And
all right, here's two options. So here's the thing: we get Jade and Bianca. But what if Triple H, just to fuck with everybody, decides to do this?
Lieutenant Charlie, what's going on?
What if Jade's first match, like you said, isn't Nia? What if it isn't Nia? What if either she does something or wins something, and she gets jumped by Sasha Banks?
Like,
literally,
we already know about big business. That ain't happening. Here's the thing. Okay, WrestleMania 40 is where?
Philly.
Okay, Philly will turn out for Jade versus Bianca. They are not going to buy tickets for Jade and Nia. They're not.
Well, that I agree with. That I do agree with. Honestly,
Jade and Bianca is the big time WrestleMania grandest stage of them all match. Jade versus Nia is a house show match. I'm sorry, y'all. I know you want it to be Hogan and Andre. Here's the problem: Nia is not Andre. Nia ain't even Hogan. Okay.
She's comparing Jade to the Hogan type of stuff, like like the body slam.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do understand.
No, I get that. I was saying Nia Jax is no Andre the Giant. Not even close. Andre the Giant has taken more talented shits, and that is not a knock on Nia. That is praising Andre the Giant. That man was remarkable. Nia is not even close.
I will agree with you. They will not show up for Nia, but I think first of all, I know everyone's
tuning in, Lieutenant Charlie.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I know everybody wants to do like no one wants to believe big business is going to be Sasha Banks. I don't until I see it. I don't believe it right now. I mean, it is possible, but I ain't gonna believe it until it happens. But back to
Oh, that is a truism, Lieutenant Charlie. Nobody stops my sapphire.
So I'm gonna go to the.
I couldn't help myself.
All right, now that we just spent forever on this women's side, let's go to the men's side.
Well, I gotta hear Dom's. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Do I think she'll be in the chamber? I'd like to see it. Personally, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked at the Rumble, and the chamber is set up kind of like the Rumble, especially if she ends up in a pod until the end. Where she's gonna stand there, then she's gonna come out, throw some punches, do some basic moves, and then the eliminations will start. And it's a very safe style, not match.
It's a good,
but it's a safe beginners kind of get your feet wet type of environment, like the Rumble.
Yeah.
She's fucking Giant Gonzalez. Yes, yeah. Again, my compliments to the chef.
You know what, man? I ain't gonna lie to you.
This is the man behind Sunday Night Cinema. He documents the shit. He knows.
First of all, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I love him.
I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a special. Giant Gonzalez has a special place in my heart. He couldn't wrestle worth a goddamn. But honestly, just
okay. Another one that grinded my gears. Okay, you had to go there. All right. Giant Gonzalez was a big muscle-bound hairy dude. In WWE, they put him in a big muscle-bound hairy suit. Why? What the fuck was the point of that? He was a big hairy muscle-bound dude. Why he didn't need the damn suit?
Go take that up with Vince. Because I'm telling you right now, they asked Undertaker about that, and he was the same way.
That's that coke. That's that coke. Trust me, I'm a recovering addict. That's that coke.
It ain't that Coca-Cola, I'll tell you that. It's the other one.
And it ain't the coke I'm drinking right now. Rick James, if Rick James were alive today, he'd tell you it's a hell of a drug, and somebody was on it when they dressed Giant Gonzalez.
So I get, well, we're not doing predictions. So good.
We're just giving our thoughts of the participants so far. What we think about it.
Like I said, the only thing about the chamber that
Undertaker is my number one as well.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The only thing that really does grind my gears is that Cole, unfortunately, because he's a company man, basically, like at one point during SmackDown, Nick Aldis had Jade, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv Morgan, and said, "Look at these heavy hitters." And I'm like, Cole, Liv is in that group. I don't think heavy hitters mean what you think.
Liv Morgan is not a heavy hitter. Okay.
That was what I was saying. I'm like, Cole, what are you saying?
I was about to click a comment and I smacked my microphone. I'm sorry.
Honestly, it would have been better. It would have been better if Bayley was in that group.
Yeah.
But she's the more contender. That's the difference.
She is. But honestly, and this is, and I hate to say this because, like I said,
don't get me wrong. Outside of mid, I love the field. I think Tiffany is great. Bianca, obviously.
Yeah.
Becky, of course. And let's be real. This is Becky's match to lose because we're getting Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we are. Honestly, let's face it. Becky, the last few promos Becky's been doing has literally been like, just go ahead and put the match together with me in it.
She's been talking about getting to WrestleMania and fight Rhea Ripley since before the Rumble.
She brought her child into it. God damn.
She brought her child into it. I've talked a lot of shit on this show. I do not bring my child into it. Okay. Unless we talk about CM Punk, just to show you like how much of a dick that guy is, that my own kid who adored him from like baby psychohood was like, "Nah, daddy, fuck him, I'm done."
No. Yeah, so
Adam Cole, baby, fuck him, I'm done.
And honestly, Becky's been honestly of the group. Becky's the one who's been doing the best promos, and honestly, in my opinion, the best work leading up to Mania.
We're not giving predictions, but if I were to predict, I'd say Becky's winning that match. So why not put Jade in there? Let the international fans see her. Let her get her feet wet.
Look at Temple throwing you some flowers.
Fly Eagles fly. Damn right.
Oh man.
So, but yeah, back to them. But on the men's side,
I love you, Temple.
That's a squad right there, man. That's a squad.
You know what I'm afraid of?
Excluding Logan Paul. You
know what I'm truly afraid of? That we're going to end up Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at WrestleMania.
You know
'Cause
what?
they had a history,
Thought the same.
and instead of getting
Temple said different because he's saying that this could lead up to Logan and LA Knight for the U.S. title.
No, that's
that
fine.
I'm okay with. I'm afraid Logan Paul's going to somehow win this shit, and we're going to get Logan versus Seth again at WrestleMania, and we're gonna get like the ultimate challenge if you made a copy of it. Like, it's not exactly as clear, it's not exactly as good, but it's there. That's what we would get. We get like the ultimate challenge remix where Logan Paul and Seth Rollins go one-on-one.
So here's the thing about why I'm not that worried about it though. Like, I understand,
there you go. Just like the Rumble.
Yeah, I understand heat gets people to watch a thing. There's a certain point where it backfired. Just ask The Rock. Where like Logan Paul versus Seth, I think would be a backfiring type of incident.
Exactly. And that's why I'm afraid of it.
I mean, worst case scenario, like honestly, I would not be mad if it's Randy or Drew. Like, I truly would not be mad because let's face it, I actually thought Randy would pretty much.
I wouldn't even be mad if it was Bobby. I think I brought it up last week.
Yeah. I mean,
if you recall, Bobby was world champion in the Elimination Chamber, got hurt before he got out of a pod, walked out, lost his title, has yet to have a rematch for that championship.
I mean, it's doable. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if those three got around to it and we get LA Knight and Logan Paul. I mean, unfortunately that leaves Kevin out, but because he ain't got nobody to dance with.
But my thing is, you're excluding. And I know people talked about it in IWC community. I know they did. It's just I kind of agree. It's just, where the fuck is Bronson Reed in this? Why he's not in this? If he's gonna be in fucking Australia.
Yeah,
he was amazing, and he was amazing in the last chamber. You remember that?
Yes.
Shit?
No. The reason why is his wife's pregnant.
That makes
that's
more
why he
sense
lost
now.
because he wants to be home for his kid. So God bless him.
Yeah.
He wants to.
Seth and Bobby put on some hella matches too.
Yeah, the only reason Bronson Reed's not in it because his wife's pregnant and he wants to be there for his child, and she's apparently due right around the same time.
Okay,
that makes sense.
And he's I think he's from New Zealand, so he's kind of from there, but he's not exactly like he's adjacent.
And she can't fly out with him. Because at that stage she can't. It's just not safe.
That makes sense.
So that's the only.
It's like when Hangman was on fire and he had to leave because he was having a baby because his wife was having a baby. No one's gonna be like, "No, Hangman, stick around. You're gonna get the title."
Just as a side note, the IWC. This is when I did that post about T2000 getting together. Was the fact that apparently everyone gave Bronson Reed crap because he wanted to watch his kid be born versus go wrestle a match. And I don't understand why. When did we become assholes that we think that's an okay thing to say?
No, that's not me. That's not me and that we. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now because I had that.
That ain't me either.
I had that moment, literally.
So yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't
get me mad. But I had that moment.
Yeah.
When my wife went into labor, I was supposed to work that night. And I had already worked it out with my boss. When I got the job, I said, look, my wife is 4.5 months pregnant. And when she has this baby, if it's a work day, I am not going to be here. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. You just let me know. Like, beforehand, we'll work it out. I'll get somebody to cover your shift. Okay, cool. So my wife's water breaks. She goes into labor. We're getting everything set. We're getting in the car. I'm supposed to be going to work. So I call my boss. I say, listen, I'm not going to be able to make it in. My wife's about to have a baby. And he said, well, how far along is she? I was like, well, her water broke. Well, if her water broke, it could take like 8 to 10 hours. You could have your shift done by then. I was like, fuck you. Hung up, basically lost my job, and then sped to the hospital to get my wife there to have a baby.
Exactly. That's what you do.
I am not part of that we. Okay, that must make me individually. We just flip that W and y'all are over here and I'm on my own side and I'm cool with that.
But he was getting
to give somebody shit about going to see the birth of their first child because they need to be at a pay-per-view to possibly lose a match. And thank you, Lieutenant Charlie. Where are your priorities? He gets it. I get it. Why don't you?
So yeah, that was the thing that was freaking me out. Like, I don't understand why people like I said. I was proud of Hangman for taking some time off for his kids. Like,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So
people who say this type shit, these are people that don't have wives, girlfriends, lives, that sort of thing.
So yeah, so like I said, that's the only, like I said, because I thought it was strange he didn't get put in it because like Yeah, you would think they would want to have all their homegrown talent, but then I found out his wife was pregnant and she was due soon. I was like, good for you, man. Good for you for doing the right thing.
There's no hate, Temple. There's no
I'm
hate.
not hating on Nia. I'm telling the truth, man.
I mean, truth be told, this is probably the nicest he's ever been to Nia. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And not only that, we have sat here and praised Nia because she has been back for I don't know how many months now, and I think maybe she's injured like one person. That's progress, but that doesn't mean you can lead a match at WrestleMania against somebody who's appeared maybe twice.
Thanks, Brian.
Damn. Good.
If you want to do that on Raw or at a house show, fine. You can't do that at WrestleMania.
Even Justice saying he'll do the same. He's like, put that dude on blast.
Thank you, Justin. No, I did. I blew that dude up. I told him I fucking quit. I hung up and I took my wife to the hospital to have my little
yes, right. Birth hater. Why you hating birth hater?
No, but yeah, so it ended.
Birth hating. So what you got against children, man?
So the thing to remember though is the thing is Bronson Reed will still.
I feel like I gotta have the dad talk with people.
Yeah, Bronson
like
be
okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bronson Reed's gonna be okay. Bronson Reed will be okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
And do you know why IWC? Because when two people really love each other, you wouldn't know because you don't have any love in your life because you spend your whole time hating. But when two people really love each other, they make little people.
So yeah.
But do you feel that this card by far? I mean, just that the chamber itself. I mean, we're not getting at predictions, but the participants so far, you feel like it's legit, or it should have been a different person in that team.
Here's the problem I have with Logan Paul. Did you see his match versus The Miz?
Yes, I did.
Here's the problem I have with The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, not Miz. I'm sorry, not Miz. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. I know they're like the same person, only you like one and the other's a douche.
So Logan Paul is physically gifted. I am not going to take that away from the boy.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he does not understand the mentality of it.
Yeah,
that's true.
He barely sell. I mean, even Dom saw me post about it. He does not sell enough. He does not tell a story.
Well, we talked about it with the KO match too.
Mm-hmm. He just goes through the motions.
Physically. He is wrestling's equivalent of book smart.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not street smart is the problem. Like he knows the technical side of the business. He doesn't know the ins and outs and the psychological side of it.
And I think and the thing is, the fact that he gets credit for being a good wrestler.
Dad never came back with the milk. All their dads went out for a pack of cigarettes in 1992 and never came home.
So the problem I have with this is, if you look at everyone in this match, if it was just those five, it'll be an amazing match. Mm-hmm. I honestly think, and this is a storyline thing, like story of the match. I really feel like I don't either. I'm about to call him Pokemon Boy.
I don't understand Pokemon. I don't get it. My wife tried to explain it. I'm like, I still don't get it.
The problem with Logan Paul is he's going to run around and do all the right moves, and I just don't. And he's going to basically he's like the guy who pretty much ruins the storyline just by opening his mouth when you're watching the movie. The question you dislike, and like I said, he'll jump off of stuff. He'll do some great moves. We're gonna sit there and going, what's that got to do with the story?
Yeah, so he has all the moves down. He doesn't understand like the psychology behind it, and the minutia. Like the book part is there, the street part, the part where you adapt it to your environment. That's not. And that's my problem with Logan. Besides the fact that he is a flaming dumpster fire of douche, that's my problem with Logan Paul.
For what it's worth, the Dakota Kai for the first time is impressing the shit out of me with the storyline with the breakup of Damage Control.
That's the first time since like early NXT that I've actually been interested in Dakota Kai.
Yeah, right. She's doing a great job of selling the story. Her bits have been really good, and her wrestling was always fine. Her wrestling was always good. Yeah. So
Lieutenant Charlie, you can't really blame the mentor because HBK has basically birthed this guy.
Yeah,
and HBK has put some guys out there, not only in NXT but in history. I mean, Bryan Danielson being one of them that know the business inside and out because they listen to that man. It's one thing to teach; it's another thing to learn.
And I mean, let's face it. If you look at that, and I will say this: that NXT roster for the very first time has genuinely
Logan NyQuil.
For the first time, that NXT roster
vinegar scented medicine, so you can rest.
If you think about it, that current NXT roster, the way they've been wrestling, that's the first time we've been this excited about NXT, and that's because Shawn Michaels took over. Think about it. When NXT went to they got rid of Black and Gold, there was that period
when it was 2.0.
Exactly. Because no one likes the 2.0 era, but ever since Triple H,
he did.
When HBK came in, let's face it, the level of talent went up, the mentorship went up.
I'm sorry, Pepsi Phil, but damn, Temple, that would be.
That'll be interesting, Temple, if that does happen.
Somebody out here trying to throw a grenade in the fishing pond. But yeah,
somebody's trying to throw a grenade in the emo section of Hot Topic is what they're trying to do.
But if you think about it, the moment HBK took over, it literally it changed.
Yeah, it's not.
We get Carmelo, we get Hayes, and we get what's her name, Jada
Parker.
Yeah, but unfortunately, so here's the thing. She a little bit
Parker.
Hi, Miss Parker.
When you let me fuck, Miss Parker.
A little bit.
What'd you say?
None.
She a little bit thicker than the usual. You think about it, she a little bit thicker than the regular NXT roster.
I'm dead. I'm sorry, I'm dead.
She think about it, she a little bit thicker than the regular NXT roster. And like someone once said, I want to look at Shawn Michaels' search history.
Now, I will say this, Temple. I think Sammy versus Drew would be a great Mania match because they've had a little heat lately. And AJ, I don't know, man. They have done all they could to bury him. If Scott D'Amore was still there, I'd say trade him to TNA.
I like what Temple said right there.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I mean, think about it, the Lone Wolf thing is starting to come back on AJ and give him something to shoot for. Although, do I think it's early? Do I think it's too early for him to be getting some big Mania match? Probably not. I think honestly, I
like the gimmick. They're not doing anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, there is an argument for a beef between him and Randy.
There is. That would be cool as well.
Yeah,
like Randy versus AJ at Mania would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like there is an option for that because let's face it, they had the 4-way dance for the championship, and AJ takes the loss, and AJ takes the loss.
Oh, did he? I slept through it. My bad.
Yeah, he did. AJ took the loss, and he was it. It wasn't. I mean, it took the loss to obviously took the loss to Roman, but most of that match he was getting his ass kicked by Randy.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's either it might be AJ and Randy at Elimination Chamber. Who knows? I don't think it's possible, but yeah, that
Randy's in the chamber. So
yeah, there is that. Sorry, I forgot.
There is that. I mean, his picture's right there.
So
look at the screen.
Man, I'm just booking shit all over the place. But yeah, no, honestly,
you and Temple always booking shit. No, I'm playing. We all do.
It's like Randy could do double duty. Shit.
Why not? He just came back from a career-threatening injury. Double duty at Mania. AJ hasn't been used much. He's fresh.
But yeah, so honestly, everyone in the men's side is actually pretty great. Logan Paul's the only person that's a wild card that I'm worried about.
Okay. Yeah. Like I think Randy or Bobby winning would be great. I'm amazed KO's even healthy enough to be in the chamber.
That's very true.
Well,
because he was hurt against Logan Paul, and he hasn't been doing a whole lot as far as I know, and I'm a little behind because
he just had his foot was broken, but all you gotta do is just suspend that up in the air. And it's been the last pay-per-view was 4 weeks ago.
I like the thought of it. We all do. we all do. If you stick around long enough for AEW, one of us will be screaming, "Give us the pencil."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess the question we didn't ask was if it's not going to be Jade, who should be the other person in the women's elimination chamber?
See, that's the thing. I have no fucking clue, man. Like Charlotte is hurt.
Yeah.
And so is Raquel, who had a good showing in the last one. honestly, maybe
Do we?
shit.
I mean, do you go to NXT for it though? Do you go to
I was
NXT?
gonna say you could bring somebody up from NXT, but you already got Tiffy, so
Well,
Who
I
the
mean,
hell
unless
would
you
you-
bring Roxanne involved, maybe you can get her,
Roxanne might be a good one. Like
That'd be a
maybe
good one.
oh Christ, I can't remember what they call her now. It's just the week, man. I can't remember what they call B Priestley now.
or
Davenport. You
Yeah.
can bring her up.
Or unless she's healed up, maybe surprise entrance Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez.
Raquel would be great if she's
back.
healthy.
If she's
No, I
healthy
would want
back.
Rodriguez. I want that snarling,
But isn't she still hurt though? So I think she's.
I don't know.
The
Yeah,
reason
she's still
why she-
hurt, but I don't know how long she's going to be out though. They didn't say. They didn't say how long she's going to be out.
So do we? I mean, it could be a member of Damage Control. Be a good squad in there.
I think they'll probably give it to Kyrie Sane because she's been.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, she's about. I mean, it could be her. Wait, Kyrie Sane is right now the only person on the main roster I can see doing it. Because let's face it, Io's busy. Oscar's unfortunately been in that overused part of it, and she's got a little beef with Bailey, so it's gonna be her and not Bailey at Mania, but Bailey and like kind of Bailey and Io versus not Bailey, Oscar and Io versus Bailey. So Kyrie Sane would not be a bad call, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we don't know that maybe they will book a women's tag title match for the Chamber. That could.
Yeah.
So we may. So that might take those two out,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, you're like, Dakota. I don't know. Like, who do you got left? Piper Niven.
Yeah. Actually, that's not a bad call either.
I mean, just off the top of my head, like she wouldn't be. I think she'd kick ass in a Chamber, but she's never been in one.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, she's been in enough cages, so like I said,
I wouldn't mind her either. I mean, there's a lot of great women in the roster.
Speaking of burying people, Piper Niven.
Mm.
I mean,
That's true.
I still hate her name, but shit.
Why? It's her real name. That's what she was calling herself in NXT UK. I'm fine with that. It's the other name that I had a problem with that I will never say again.
So, I mean, it's a good. I mean, the thing is, you put Piper Niven in, you get like a Chelsea Green storyline. Even if she's not involved, you get Chelsea Green on the outside being.
Well, I mean, that's not so bad. Because who doesn't love Chelsea Green?
Say what you will.
I'm so sick of Sam Irvin saying that. I swear to God.
Say what you will. She is entertaining as fuck. Say what you will.
UK is amazing, Lieutenant Charlie. I gotta get the new one just because Cody's on it. Oh my bad.
Yeah,
it's all good.
We'll flip.
So
I'm just like, I don't know how because we're like 1 week away from it. I don't know if they have these announced. Like if they're gonna do a battle royal. Have they announced
we haven't got the full card yet.
Yeah, they haven't even done the full card yet. It's like by far we only have we had 3 matches.
But wait a minute, I thought AEW only did that again. Wait till the last minute to announce the card, man. What the fuck, AEW?
My prediction is going to be Santina Marella.
Oh my god!
Wait. Are we talking about Santina Marella coming for the win?
Santina Marella from TNA. They brought in Jordan. They can bring in Santina.
See now I know we're joking, but if they wanted to bring Jordan Grace back for this shit,
yeah. Oh,
I'm in. I'm there. I'll be there at 5 a.m. if they say Jordan Grace is gonna be the last person in the fucking
That would be amazing if they actually put her in there.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying if it did, but if it did, and they announced it, I might actually show up at 5 a.m. and watch this shit.
I mean, it would be nice to see her and Trinity. I'm sorry, her and Naomi go at it.
You have no idea how happy that makes me to hear you say that, Charlie. I like Cody when it was not cool to like Cody. I was the American nightmare of podcasting when people were doing hashtag anybody but Cody, not we won.
First of all, I do not even understand that shit. Because think about it. Before he joined AEW, he was literally the best thing since sliced bread. He brought the IWC to the forefront. He was in Bullet Club. He had one of the best storylines.
And then he got to AEW and it was hashtag anybody but Cody.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden here we are and it's hashtag we want Cody. Where's the thing? Hang on. Where's the fucking clip. I gotta play it one time. We literally in a matter of a year or two, we went from hashtag anybody but Cody to hashtag we want Cody.
Fickle. They're fickle.
Not me, them, not me. I've always been and will always be the American nightmare of podcasting.
So, and like, which is funny. At AEW, he sacrificed his career to make sure AEW would work out, and he still got no respect for that.
I know, but we're gonna get into that soon. But look, here's my thing on this men's side. I kind of get why Logan Paul. I have a feeling, and I know I'm jumping the gun way ahead on this, but I have a feeling he's gonna cost Kevin Owens in this matchup. We might get the brother to show up, and then probably costing Kevin Owens, and then from there we may see the reunion of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Paul brothers at Mania. That could be the case.
I thought you were leaning towards rematch for the U.S. title at Mania.
What is going on?
Hey, is that Dylan?
What's going on, Dylan?
I don't know if it's Dylan, Jordan, or Marcus, but what's good, man?
Shout out to World Elite Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the
World Elite.
I mean, that's doable. It'd be nice. I mean, honestly, I still think we should get El Generico back in line.
Ole. Cheers, bitch.
Oh, that's right. Beer Fest, baby. That's right. Oh, no, that wasn't Beer Fest. That was the replacements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigel. I have that clip on my shit still.
My man.
It's Dylan. What's up, Silence? What's up, Silent Assassin? I know. I'm the social media guy for Top Ropes. I get it.
But I feel that could be the case on that we may see that. But we still also have one thing that I mean, I get it. I hear you guys saying about Bobby Lashley, why he deserved it. Okay, I get that. It's just for me, it threw me off. I'm like, I'm not hating that Bobby's part of it. I'm just like, don't you have that story with Karrion Kross? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Unless Karrion comes in and gets involved and costs him the match, in that chamber, causes him to get eliminated. I mean, maybe so.
To your point,
I don't know.
To your point, Divas brother. As much as I get what you're saying, and they probably should have built this in a little bit. They probably should have done a story with this. I don't know. Maybe TK booked it. I don't know. But Bobby, like I said, never got his title rematch ever. So if he would have came out and said that shit leading in and then qualified, it would have made total sense.
Yes, that would make sense.
Feels right.
Yeah, no, which is
at least
fine.
Okay, we'll give you a chance. Mm-hmm. Like hopefully you won't get injured in the pod this time.
Yeah, it's just for me that's what kind of throws me off. Randy, why not? Okay, I'm happy with Randy. Drew, we already know why.
I think with Bobby, it's like you need someone to do your
Lennox. What's going on, Lennox?
I'm actually okay with Bobby because it does make sense. Because the thing about the Elimination Chamber is supposedly everyone's picked at random, so you can't get more random than that collective right there.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, like I said, I'm fine with it. I'm just going based on the story. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's fine. I mean, but I get that's what I mentioned. I get you guys valid points. I'm not disregarding that. I'm just for me, it was just no. That's where it threw me off.
Looking at the two matches, like the women's, you kind of feel like, okay, it's Becky's to lose. Like if she loses, you'll be shocked. Looking at the men's side of it, you're like, man, I mean, Randy could win it, Drew could win it, Bobby would make sense. Unfortunately, Logan Paul could win it. We could be stuck with that.
I don't
Philly.
think it's gonna happen or not.
But there are so many ways that could go. And you could be like, yeah, I see it. I mean, outside of LA Knight winning it, as much as it pains me to say, because I love that man. Everybody else makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about LA Knight is, if you think about the fact that way Seth's been selling the World Championship as the Working Man's Championship, even though LA Knight winning a Working Man's Championship isn't a bad call.
It's not at all.
Look at the lineup. Look at the lineup, though. And he and Drew, history. He and Randy, history. He and Bobby, history. He and Logan, history. Kevin Owens beat him twice at the same WrestleMania with no crowd.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
all
is
of them make sense. LA Knight is like the only one that's like, okay, I see why we put him in there because he's one of the biggest fucking stars in WWE, whether you like it or not. And the international crowd's going to go fucking crazy for him.
Yeah.
But he has no history, and everybody else has like a detailed history with Seth Rollins.
Hello.
Ooh.
Jam
Facts.
Toaster.
Hello, Jam Toaster on Twitch. Thank you for
Mhm.
checking us out on Twitch. It's nice that when somebody tunes into a gaming channel that we don't technically game on at the moment, but I'm trying to get set up to do so. So keep in tune and follow us and wait. And I'm going to
And
put
we
some good shit out there eventually.
And we
Okay.
appreciate you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you're loving it. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Excellent.
Welcome.
Okay.
It's tough on that. For me, unless we're heading into the direction how Temple mentioned in the chat earlier about these are the storylines for heading into Mania,
Mm-hmm.
Especially with LA Knight and Logan Paul that Temple mentioned in the chat. I think maybe we probably could get that. We might even get that heading into Mania 2. We don't know because there's 2 nights of it. So it's something that it's gonna be interesting to see. And I just hope, and I'm knocking on wood, that nobody gets hurt in that fucking match.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Somebody
would not want
always
nobody
gets
to get
hurt in the chamber.
Fuck.
Always.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is why I say damn you to hell, Eric Bischoff, for creating this shit.
Appreciate you very much, Jam.
And
Appreciate
thank you,
it.
Jam
Follow us
Toaster.
on Facebook, on YouTube as well.
Thank you, Jam Toaster. Appreciate it. If you ever need a guest when you decide to do something similar, I'll be happy to come on.
But man, it's tough. Look, by the way, on the women's side, shout out to Trinity because she's able to now use the finisher that she kept, from TNA. She switched the finisher.
Mhm.
She switched theme songs, which I think was better because I know people are gonna be like, "Why? Why do you say it's better?" Like, because no, it's no more. I'm a man.
I'm done on this one. They need to lose the fucking glow gimmick.
Okay,
The
that's
glow
the only thing
needed to be
that-
gone, man.
I'm with you on that. That I would agree. At least get rid of the glow. Like that has nothing.
Get rid of the
more.
glow and stop making this woman use her ass all the fucking time. We know she got a fat ass, respectfully. But she's also a married woman and she's talented as fucking. TNA proves that. Can we move past this now?
I'm with you, Lennox, and that's something that is great for LA Knight, especially because I'm glad they're booking him very well. Logan Paul, I mean, I didn't expect it either, but
I mean,
you got to think about this though. He is going to be your high flyer who's going to do anticipation shit and be like, "Oh my god," and, he's going to be really crazy shit. I'm expecting that from Logan Paul. So you need someone like that, because I guarantee you, and I'll say this very quick. I guarantee you, if Ray was not hurt, Ray will be involved in this one. I'll tell you that right now.
Mhm.
Ricky Mysterio will be involved in that type of shit.
She do.
She do.
She
do. Oh, yeah, she does.
Respectfully,
Lieutenant Charlie. But I'm with you. And even Gunther, but we know Gunther's gonna be busy, like how Dom mentioned earlier. It may be him and Jay at, maybe at Chamber. We don't know yet what's Gunther's gonna be directions as of yet. But this is like the stories. Women's, I'm just happy for all of the women's, for Tiffany. She's gonna show off. That's for sure.
it will be Tiffy time in that chamber.
Oh hell yeah. And
there will be a moonsault off that chamber. You watch.
I think so.
I mean, if you think about it, 1-for-1, the men's and the women's match actually kind of match each other almost perfectly in regards to
I agree with you. It does match up. I absolutely agree with you because not only that, Pepsi Phil, but it's like if we go back and look at the other prior years chamber, you see how it's changed drastically. Is not the assumptions that we predicted so quickly. Oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Like we already know who's gonna come into the chamber. This one's different, and I love it. I know Dom mentioned earlier, Dom mentioned this is heading to AEW direction because we're getting last minute booking matches. I so be it. They're not.
Oh no, I don't care. I'm just saying that's the big popular opinion. Is like, oh, I hate AEW because they always wait till the last minute and they don't book and they don't storytell. Blah 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 blah.
Well, the difference between them is just that they don't do storytelling compared to what they do here. This is different.
Bobby got in there for absolutely nothing.
Honestly, it's like honestly, it's like comparing.
That's AEW.
First of all, it's honestly the difference. It's like comparing a fantasy novel to a science fiction novel. It's just two different types of storytelling.
Absolutely.
if you don't like one and you like the other, fine. Some people like both, but they're ripping down one to make
Yeah,
the
but
other.
don't shit on one because you like the other. Is what I'm
Thank
saying.
you. That was my
thank you.
That was my last point. Don't
All right.
like you said. Some people, like you said, if it's not your cup of tea, somebody will drink it.
That's right.
Yeah,
That is-
exactly. Like, for instance, I shit on AEW's women's division, not because of the talent, because of the way they use it. Now, if WWE did the same thing, I'd do it too. The reason I shit on AEW is because look at what WWE's doing. Look at what fucking TNA has been doing. Even ROH's women's division get it. And then AEW is like, yeah, this is what we do. Fuck.
I mean, if you want to be really pitchy, the
So,
ROH women's division is so good. Tony just goes in there and steals their talent when they start doing great for ROH.
See Willow.
There you go.
And Sky Blue.
Exactly.
But DON, do you have any final
See
thoughts?
Queen, also see Queen Aminata too.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Final thought. I mean, I'm extremely excited for both of these matches. Like the talent is off the chains. I think it's awesome that they're putting Tiffy and Trinity, Naomi, whatever the fuck you want to call her, in this chamber. I am dying to see what both of them can do. I don't know. Has Naomi ever been in a chamber?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
I don't think she has.
I don't think she has either. I don't think she's ever been in the chamber.
And I honestly think her and Tiffy could kind of steal the show the way guys like Bronson Reed and Ricochet did at the last chamber, or maybe the one before last chamber.
I think it was.
I think it was last chamber. Yeah.
And really show like, yeah, we can do this. And I know it didn't lead into very much for Ricochet, but it certainly got Bronson Reed a pretty long way.
It did. I mean, absolutely did.
We told Bronson Reed's been due, and I think what I find most hilarious is they cut the man, or I should say, Vince cut the man, and everybody was like, "Are you insane?
Are you out of your fucking mind?" Like, yeah. Keep in mind, Vince is that same dude. Vince, that same dude that got rid of Bam Bam Bigelow, and then look what he did in ECW. Bronson Reed is Bam Bam Bigelow reincarnated.
I mean, think about it.
Okay,
he wasn't even gone for 6 months. Bronson Reed left for like 3 months. The last month he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it was how long? Like after that, it was like, we kind of fucked up. You want your contract back?
No, Trips was like, my daddy kind of fucked up. Come back. That's how that went down, and we all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Lieutenant
yeah,
Charlie,
of course.
Lieutenant Charlie, that is a complicated statement right now.
If this were a Facebook relationship with Vince McMahon, the little thing underneath would be, it's complicated.
It's complicated. Oh, that's all right. Let's move on to some news, baby, because we got to talk about it.
Oh, news.
Oh, yes, that's right. And one of them is right here, baby. Give us your thoughts now that we know that Rocky Romero has now officially signed with AEW as part of one of the executives, as one of the pretty much of the talent, head of talent, creative, helping develop. But also, it makes sense why, which the topic right after hits, we already know why. Because, Rocky Romero, we know his background. He knows the relationship, how he's booked with, New Japan, with CMLL. He's done it probably before even Ring of Honor. He's done with AAA. He has done, and Rocky Romero, I met that guy in person and had a discussion with him, during New Japan Strong here, like in LA, which is still have it here, the dojo. This man is a fucking genius when it comes to marketing level and knows how to have everything to connect with other promotions into one. Intelligent. I give him credit what credit's due. QT Marshall, he's back again, which I was expecting him to actually. Surprised that Cody Rhodes didn't put a good word for him. Hey, why don't you bring him over here to the Performance Center? He can help you guys out. I guess not. Looks like QT decided to go back and be part of that.
Maybe they just weren't as close as people thought.
Maybe. Honestly, in regards to the Rocky situation, that shit's a long time coming. Truth be told, he was doing the same shit. Honestly, same shit for New Japan Pro Wrestling, kind of on the low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
People
yeah. Ooh. But Rocky's been doing it on the low for honestly, since he kind of retired from New Roppongi. So he's pretty much been working like that anyway. and he's been a big hand in like the was it New Japan Strong.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony's not like I said. Tony is many things. He's not a full idiot. He just has his moments of being fluffy and kind of silly. QT Marshall.
Oh no,
that's fucking bullshit.
Honestly,
you gotta say it. I'm not gonna say it. You gotta say it.
The thing with QT Marshall.
Damn it! You're bullshit, Tony Khan.
You're bullshit. You bullshit.
I was waiting for Phil to say it, but he didn't.
I know, me too. I was doing my evil monkey from Family Guy.
So honestly, with Rocky being there, right, and let's face it, like you said, Rocky's got inroads to New Japan, CMLL, probably parts of AAA.
Yes.
And so he basically can still, like Tony wants to keep those relationships, so Rocky's the one to help him do it. So as for QT Marshall, I can only say one thing. Where the fuck else was he going to go?
He thought he was going to go somewhere else because he drafted up that big thing about how he's resigning from AEW and this was the greatest time in his life, but he's looking forward to his future endeavors and his bright career, yada, yada, yada. And then he just goes, and then he just comes calling back going, Tony, don't nobody want me, man.
QT ain't a young man. So it's like there ain't a lot of promotions.
Question for the panel: have we heard any reports of the return of QTV?
I don't think he's going in front of the camera. I think he's going.
That's probably the most entertaining shit he ever did in AEW, bar none.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, with QT Marshall, he's going to go in the back room, do executive and talent relations stuff. And I'm not going to lie, he did a good job at talent relations. The only reason he's complaining is because he literally said he wanted more storylines. And honestly, I think he'll be fine with what they do right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
you know what, Lieutenant Charlie? I respect that. I mean, you say you have no opinion, really, as you really watch AEW. That's fine. There are a lot of people who never watch AEW who just spit hate.
And honestly,
those are the people I have a problem with. You're cool.
Yeah, and Lieutenant Charlie, don't worry about it. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, the good thing about right now in wrestling is it's everywhere for everybody. So even if you don't watch one promotion, there's always wrestling somewhere for you to watch.
And I've been saying it for 4 years, man. If it's not your cup of tea, let someone else drink it. There is a lot of tea out there when it comes to pro wrestling.
Also, don't worry. There's also YouTube if you really want to get curious.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I think Rocky Romero is probably the smartest thing he's done in a long time.
Okay. Notorious, do you agree with Phil on that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm happy for Rocky, and this goes back to what I said about Will Ospreay and other people. Like he's had a long-standing working relationship with AEW, so it makes a lot of sense for him to come over and do the type of stuff he was doing for New Japan in AEW and get back to the States. Because how else was he going to do it? It's not like WWE is busting down his door and Impact. Well, or TNA, we're going to put a pin in that one because we're probably going to be talking about that, but they're not exactly doing the best either. So to come here to kind of help this budding relationship with CMLL, to get his own stuff in, be with best friends, be back with Trent and that type of stuff, makes a lot of sense. It's a great fit. I only hope that maybe, just maybe, they will let this man book these fucking cards.
I agree with that.
I was gonna say, don't be surprised if Trent get a whole new push real soon.
Right? Don't be surprised if best friends become 6-time tag team champions.
Well,
then you'll know.
The least thing I would say, I would at least let Romero get involved in, especially what you guys are saying, what you mentioned, Dom, especially with fucking Ring of Honor. If he helps out with that too,
yeah,
man, he'll fucking help.
But you know what? At least I could respect him because this is one Rocky that got a contract with a major promotion on television and didn't butt in on Swerve and Hangman to try to take Joe.
That's true.
Okay, so that you got to respect first and foremost. Now, as far as QT Marshall goes, it's like, congratulations, you got your old job back.
But it's just like for me, I'm just happy that he is there and he's going to help a lot with it, and so is as well with QT. We already know what he's done, a shout out to Joe from the Ring Podcast because they have worked with him, of course, with
the tag team chamber. Sorry, Ivan.
Thank you. Oh, that's
thank you.
Thank you,
Temple. I totally forgot about the tag team chamber, man. Thank you.
Oh no, Temple answered that question, Pepsi Phil. She has been in the chamber.
She was in the tag team chamber.
Okay.
With Sasha. Tiffany Stratton. Reese! He didn't even say nothing dirty. I bet you Mrs. Temple is sitting next to him watching him type. That's why he said respectful.
For me, I'm looking forward to see what Romero's going to bring to the table, but we already know what he's going to do, which, I'll get into it. Why? Because we all thought, and it looks like we got our answer. And the answer was, geez, I wonder why Tony Khan also decided to sign fucking Rock and Romero for this place as well. Because this man is heading over there. That's what it is.
I told you. I fucking told you all.
So it looks like it's been already determined. Okada is all elite. That hasn't been announced yet.
I will say this. Tony did a good job of building his back office.
About fucking time. How long it fucking took to do that shit?
Well, you gotta remember the thing. Here's the thing about wrestling promotions I love. Everyone loves new wrestling promotions, but no one wants to jump on that bandwagon until it's been established long enough. Because let's face
it, give me the pencil. Give me the pencil. Give me the pencil.
Give me the fucking pencil. I want to
give us the pencil. Devious Psychos booking.
Think about it. Think about it. AEW was a startup, and let's face it, the way Tony was running it, because it was basically well, I keep wanting to call them the Young Boys, but it's not. But the Young Bucks, the way they were running, you was in
not the Young Bucks anymore. No, I'm kidding.
What are they? What are they now?
No, they still call them. They still say to the Young Bucks, but now they're Nicholas and Matthew, and they're the EVPs.
Yeah. Well, my question is like, sometimes the fact that Tony's making some moves, and the fact that Tony's making some decent moves and pretty much create a back office. Basically, as much as no one wants to talk about it, Brian Danielson, whatever you want to call him, at some point he'll end up in the back as well.
Oh,
that's yeah. I remember that.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be real good.
Honestly, speaking of somebody who's coming up really fast, with the recent influx of people leaving New Japan, Zack Sabre, man, this is Zack Sabre's time. This is genuinely Zack.
Well, yeah, because there's nobody.
There's nobody else.
Well, that's what I said. Everybody leaving.
Like we can only book David Finlay so much. Get CSJ on the phone.
Well, that's why I said when everybody leaving, Zack Sabre got this one.
So
he's gonna hold down the whole promotion.
So now this is official. I know WWE fans were like this.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
I don't know how many times I got to do this, but I'm just going to pull my title and say, how's it feel to be wrong?
I'll say it right there. Like Tom did call that.
Greatest prediction champion.
We were on the fence about it because we actually like.
Yeah, you were saying?
This is how we answer the door in my neighborhood. Who is it?
This is that's how we figure it out.
Somebody's ringing your door?
Uh-oh. Yeah, it was. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, because it's about that time.
He got that.
It's about that time. It's about that time. See, this is what happens when OnlyFans is popular.
Somebody paid their $3.99, obviously.
Hold on for a sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
So it really doesn't take that long, huh, Pepsi?
See, it's what happens when the OnlyFans hit in. Make sure, folks, get your OnlyFans. You're on the Debate Network with Pepsi Phil because he will give you it all you. Yeah, and then at the end, you're gonna be hearing these chants after you get it. You're gonna be doing that. That's what you're gonna be getting there, folks. But I mean, you called it. I mean, I guess so. Now, yeah. I mean, are you really excited for this shit? I mean, are you? Like, honestly, are you excited for it?
I am honestly with as much as we complain about booking and building stars and whatever. When you look at that company, Takeshita is one of the hottest stars next to Swerve.
Oh,
okay. If you look at the opening, I know we're going to talk about Dynamite. If you look at least the opening match, you can't tell me that wasn't strong style. This is not something where Okada has to come in and he's not familiar with the talent and he has to adjust his style and he has to do this and he has to do that. This is something where Okada has been here. He has worked with these people. He knows Tony Khan. He knows the place. And he can come in and just be himself, which is what I want him to be. And being himself.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Fucking Phil just.
No, that even fucked me up. Like, that's seriously what people pay $3.99 for?
Oh, man. That's fabulous.
So I'm sorry. My bad. What were you saying?
I don't even know. No. But it's a place where he can be himself, he can be comfortable, and he can make a name for himself in the States and become a champion at some point, which is not something you could say for him going to WWE. I'm sorry, you can't. Whether oh Christ, I can't remember his name, but Temple always brings him up as WWE champion in Japanese and not Yokozuna. Whether it was one guy in 60 some odd fucking years, it doesn't mean he's going to be two.
Yeah, I think it was Inoki.
It wasn't Inoki. It was like
Val Venus, Lieutenant Charlie. Val Venus.
Yes.
He is
Rick Rude is a little different. Rick Rude walks so Val Venus could fly.
You gave me the idea already. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start calling Ravishing Pepsi Phil right here. That's what I'm gonna start calling. He's the ravishing one right here.
It's more like punishing Pepsi Phil.
I remember. I remember who you're talking about. I don't know why I said Inoki, but yeah.
That's why I mean the name. It's been that kind of week, and the name just fell out of my head. But I know Temple always brings it up. There was one guy. There was that one guy. There was that one guy. Okay, there was one guy since 1960 something, and we're in 2024. That's not a good.
Keep in mind also, his championship was disavowed, so technically he does not count.
No, that was Inoki's run that was disavowed. It was somebody. There was somebody else. Temple, help me out, man. Help Rick Rude 2.0. Yes.
Yes, he is.
And now Danny Garcia is slowly turning into Rick Rude 3.0, but that's another story for another day. Anywho, I wanted this guy in AEW because of not only what he's already done there, like Will Ospreay, like some other people, but because of what he could do there. Exactly. Like imagine Swerve wins this world championship at Revolution, and somewhere down the line we get Okada versus Swerve for the AEW world title. You could knock out all of them in 5 years, and it took WWE 40 to 60.
Yeah.
And in those 40 years, they were like, well, The Rock was a WWE champion. That counts. Okay, sorta.
Sort of, you could say, but
sorta.
I mean,
but oh wait, yeah, Okada versus Takeshita. Or Wish version, yes.
Oh God, it's for $3.99, folks.
He is the Temu Rick Rude.
I fucking love it. I love it.
Oh God, I'm so glad you showed up, Lieutenant Charlie. You are keeping me entertained. I hope the feeling is mutual. But it's a good fit. I would not be surprised if he talked to Nakamura and Nakamura went, dude, stay away. Just stay away. There's only so much you can do here, and I'm in it. Like my contract, I can't, but you can.
it's hard for me because it was kind of.
In fact, put a good word in for me with Tony, because when I get done here, I'm out.
Honestly, what it comes down to is I think it goes back to what you said earlier. What it was you stated the fact that
Lieutenant Charlie, you and me both. I'm sorry, Pepsi Phil.
No, you were right though about the fact that AEW affords Okada the ability to fly back and forth a lot more easier than WWE would, especially with the Will Ospreay.
That's what I've been saying all wrong.
So,
And
yeah, I
it will
think-
allow him to be in the States, work, make a name, and then stay in his home country so his wife can continue to do her thing and everybody's cool. And he can work for other promotions as well because they allow you to do that in AEW. They only allow you to do that in WWE when there's something in it for them.
Mm-hmm. Which is the thing, which I think is probably that and Rocky Romero, and actually, like, I mean, for lack of a better, as much as no one wants to say it, Tony has done a really good job of trying to cement that relationship between New Japan already.
Well, see, that was the thing when you guys were bringing up like Rocky and that type of stuff, and how Tony has developed a decent backstage crew. Tony's developed a lot of things. It's utilization that is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got minds in the back who are great wrestling minds. He's got a great women's division, but is he using them? Not really.
I think he's trying to right now, though. I think he's doing it. It sounds terrible, but honestly, I know we keep saying trying is a thing, but I think he's doing a good job. I think he's trying to really build something with it.
I feel like he's trying like that Simpsons moment where Bart pushes the cake that says, "At least you're trying," into the trash. Like that's a try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what TK is doing. You have this amazing women's division. You have all these guys in the back who are great wrestling minds. And if you wanted, you could probably reach out to Scott D'Amore, like I brought up last week, like Pepsi brought up this week, and get him in, and you could really have an amazing creative team that could take that over and revamp things and get them on the right track and push your product to another level. But will you? You have all these women who are tremendous. This whole storyline that's going on between like Willow and Statlander and Uncle Stokely, who I love, is some good television, but we're not getting enough of it on television. You know, you got all these beautiful things. Are you utilizing them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my worry. But at the same time, Okada has already been utilized when brought to AEW in marquee matchups. So I feel like that will continue. Like he will not just be the new shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to them what he's saying right now.
Mazao is the fucking truth, Temple. No lie.
Temple, I got a lie to you, Temple. I was the same thing. What got me into we'll get into Japanese because
mine was
God rest his soul.
Mine was actually Kenta, honestly. I got in late and I got Kenta was the one who got me in.
Kobashi?
Yeah.
Or the other Kenta?
Kobashi.
Okay.
Like I said, I got it. Japan, I did really late. I did Japan.
Mizawa and
yeah, me too.
Mizawa and Oneida in FMW because you know I was that ECW guy, and people were like, "Oh shit, you got to check out FMW," and I did. And fuck,
Hayabusa was one of my favorites. FMW. Hayabusa.
So if you want to really
Hayabusa,
yeah. If you want a really effed up thing that WWE did. They were so dominant back in them days. They managed to convince everybody that there was no other wrestling on the planet but them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tajiri showed up, and literally, I'm just like, "What? There's a Japanese collection of
Japanese wrestlers wrestle."
Exactly. And then of course, and then there was I
didn't know that.
By the way, shout out to Jiri too, because oh my god.
Then there was like Inoki showed up in a documentary somewhere about just that, and you go, oh wait, and then a few years later, I ended up managing to find a regular access to New Japan, and the first match was Kenta.
Oh yeah.
So it is nice. It is good that, you know, because I remember back in my day when you was old, you had to go steal your boys' tapes to go watch some wrestling events.
We traded.
Me too. We traded. That's what we did.
Mm-hmm. I traded a ton of tapes.
My thing was I would trade and forget to give them back.
See, that's why I wouldn't trade with you because No, we had a good system. We'd watch everything, man. It was great.
Kawada 94 versus Misawa, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that was
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and shout out to
those
Zach
two,
McCain on Instagram. He asked a question here.
What you got, Zach?
Well, let's see what he say. The thing is, I would love nothing more than to see the women's division of the AEW actually be utilized the same way with signing Mercedes. they had to be careful with her presentation. I mean, I agree with you that.
Yeah,
it all depends how Tony Khan is going to allow her to give her that freedom, because at the end, it comes down to the same thing here with this man right here with Okada. It's the same shit. What is it that you're going to do for us to be hyped, to be like, oh yeah, okay, you get the promo videos, okay, that's a start. Now when you start them off, okay, everybody mentioned here in the chat matches, Brian mentions great matches, of course Temple mentioned too, I see that, but it just, do you see him right away? Like we talked about this weeks ago about it. Like, do you see him going already after the main title already? Right away. It's like, no, I don't see that happening.
Probably not right away.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want him going after it right away though?
I was gonna say I don't really want him to go after it right away because there's so much to that. But I could see him, being in the marquee style of matchups he's already been in AEW. Mm-hmm. With guys like Hangman, who originally called him out, and then that kind of fell through, and or even maybe reigniting a feud with Jay White or Adam Cole when he's healthy or whatever, and having these matches that were great that we saw, but a lot of mainstream people did not see.
Thank you, Temple.
Of course, I agree with you, Temple. That's the future for New Japan for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I was joking about nobody being there. That was just me being stupid and cracking jokes. But no, between like Shota and the guys you mentioned, like they New Japan always ends up fine. They lose a ton of talent, it seems, almost every fucking year. Every year, the Bullet Club beats somebody out, or 7 or 8 people because they're going to WWE or wherever the fuck, and then they just restock. Every year, another big talent comes to the States because they want to, try to prove themselves here, whether it be Okada now, Nakamura, whoever, and they just retool and they keep going because Japan, especially New Japan, they are used to that shit. They will get some people there for a while, and then those people will,
if you told me,
fuck off to go to WWE, and they've got to start from scratch, and they have got the formula to do it.
If you told me David Finlay would be the man right now, I would have laughed at you. I would have straight up laughed at you. I saw his first match. It had some rough edges on it, and it wasn't his fault. It was just he was new.
One thing I would agree with Temple on this, and that's for a fact that now the face of this New Japan, the last man standing, is Zack Sabre Jr. He's the last one who's your Gaijin that's still there and has done phenomenally fucking great, and he should win the title. I agree with you, Temple. I think he should have won it last year too.
Here's my question: does he win as? I mean, right now he's a bit of a tweener, but does he win as a heel or a face?
As a heel, it's a badass heel. Why not? TMDK, have him fucking built up. Yeah. Where is that? That's your next generation of Bullet Club, because this Bullet Club that we have now is like it's different. It's not what it. I can say that this Bullet Club is way different than what it is.
I mean, if you think about it, I looked at this.
Feel like
this is actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say I feel like, and I could be wrong. I feel like the Bullet Club is on its way out altogether.
See, I thought that for a minute too until I saw David Finlay. I think David Finlay's presence kind of gave them a new breath on life. And
it has, but I feel like once that's run its course, like we're Bullet Club's done. Like this is like the 17th rendition of Bullet Club.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about them that I love. Bullet Club so claim to fame, and they
I like King Mabel.
I did. That was hilarious. They have done this thing where, remember,
those pants.
Bullet Club was originally supposed to be just an all Gaijin team. They ended up breaking that storyline when they brought in Tama Tonga. They brought in everybody from Japan who joined it, and they're like, remember, it was a big deal when what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Joined Bullet Club because he was firstly the official only Japanese person to be a member of Bullet Club. And I can't.
Wasn't it the Pimps Club guy? Wasn't that the first one that came in?
Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking name. I just remember Pimps Club and them asses. Respectfully, that's what I remember.
If I remember correctly. But if you remember when it first started, it was Finn Balor and just a bunch of like non-Japanese dudes who just and that's kind of what it is right now. So Because I mean, except for that one, and as much as I love him, except for that one dude whose ass went through the table, which is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Why do you have to bring that up, man?
I'm sorry, I can't not bring that up because that is it's not a botch.
I'm already laughing so hard I'm sweating. Why you gotta bring that up?
It's not a botch. It was just, well, that just happened. Goddamn.
Just want to highlight Zach's comment on Instagram. I can't put it.
Oh, I thought we got hacked.
You see, he's exactly, and the important factor about having unique characters in the world of wrestling is always capitalizing on the Euros, and then the audience interest in who they want as major the next big thing.
Exactly.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Your perfect example of that is Tony Storm.
Yeah.
So back to your point about Bullet Club. I think they went back to their roots with this one. You got to think about you got a British team, you got a British leader, you got two British tag team guys underneath them who are British, and you got some of the original team as well. But let's face it, this is almost like the very first edition of Bullet Club. So this might save it. Although after David Finlay, I don't know who else they're gonna have.
All right, so since we're so far off topic now, and thank you, chat. At least I didn't derail us this time, but thank you, chat. Going back to Okada, I think this is a good move for him because there was no way in hell that the WWE was going to let him work for them and live in Japan. It was not going to happen because then guys like Gunther and Piper and all these other people who caught all the bullshit like, oh, you want to be up here? Move here. Would freak the fuck out if they let Kazuchika Okada do it and they all had to move here. So one person would cause a domino effect of foreign wrestlers pissed the fuck off because they had to come over here just to get up on a main roster. And this motherfucker walks in the door and he can do it and travel back and forth and show up when he wants. That would have led to more heat backstage on Trips and on him.
They let Roman do it.
Well, because he's Roman. I don't know why they let Roman do it. I don't know why they let anybody with a world title do that. I'm not saying you got to be Seth Rollins and defend every week, but you got to at least show the fuck up. But anyway, that's the point. It would have caused a lot of problems, and there would have been a glass ceiling on Okada that I don't believe is there in AEW. I don't think it'll be a world champion immediately, but I think if he sticks around long enough, yeah, he will he will eventually become AEW world champion. I don't see that happening in WWE.
So here's the question I have. So for Okada, does he need to become a champion, or does he just need to be booked really well when he has like guys like Takeshita? Takeshita, you get him, you get Takeshita, you get Swerve, you get not losing, but like something like draws or whatever, and Joe right after that. Like, does he need to win a championship there? Or can he just be booked in really good matches where we'll say 50-50 just to be nice?
I hate to say it, but I think and I know it didn't work out exactly the way it should have, but they had a good plan with CM Punk. But they were saying like, we're to get him in the ring with these guys like Darby or like whoever, and let him have these great matches that he pulls out by like the skin of his teeth, and then eventually we will take him to the title picture and give him a championship, and he fucked that up. But the plan was solid, and if you wanted to use that type of plan for Okada, where you put him in with some of the young AEW talent like a Darby Allin, if you put him in with some other stars like Mox or whoever to build him into the title picture and eventually give him a run, I think it would work perfectly. It didn't work for Phil, not this one, the other one. But that man would make it work because that man's not an asshole.
But back to the original point though, does he need to win a championship or just be booked well?
I don't think he does. He doesn't need it. I think for me, he needs to what I mentioned earlier, what I mentioned weeks ago, and we talked about it.
Yeah, because
for me is he needs to rebuild himself. Yeah, he needs to find that fire again, to love pro wrestling again.
Yeah, I think he just needs strong visibility.
I would say this. Do I think he needs it? No. Do I think he wants a world title on the other side of the country or the other side of the planet?
Yeah. We all do. I mean, I understand that point, but I guess
I think that was part of the reason he went there. The other reason is he's worked with Tony Khan in the past. He has
no. Actually, Temple, you're absolutely fucking right. That was a crazy ass match. And I don't know how
Temple,
someone didn't die. I don't know how someone.
that was amazing.
Temple, don't be excused about the F word. You know, right here.
Please, fuck no. Say it all you want, man. Fuckity fuck.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains.
You're fucking right. It is. It's 10 o'clock. What are your kids doing up anyway? Shit.
So, but my thing is, I think the problem is, I think Okada just needs really good visibility to really make him enjoy the wrestling again. If he gets a belt, yeah, I think don't get me wrong. I know we don't like using this word, but I think he would deserve it. And I think I think he would benefit. I think it would benefit AEW more than it would Okada.
I think the challenge for Okada is to be as big here as he is in Japan, because there are people that know him here and he has a fan base, but in Japan, the man's like a fucking superhero.
Yep.
Here he's Okada, yeah. Like if you're a wrestling fan, he's a great wrestler. Over there, the man's a god. So I think the challenge now is to get himself to that level here.
No, you're right. I think that's exactly.
And that will probably light a fire under him. Whereas once he got to that level and he did whatever, he got fucking bored because there was nothing left to do.
I mean, all his fucking friends left.
And there is that as well. I was just about to bring it up. Everybody's rolling with leaves. And, he gets a taste of it. He goes to AEW, goes to Forbidden Door. People are going crazy for him and all this stuff. And he's thinking,
let me highlight this. Let me highlight Zach McCain's comment here. So he said, it is interesting about Okada, along with this said topic, was the cryptic message on NXT, of which I thought at first it was going to be a hit. But now that AEW, he's on AEW bound, it turns out its attention to Boa.
Really?
Okay, McCain. You're right about that.
That would be, I didn't think about it. But that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. That would be definitely interesting.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it.
And honestly, I think
you got me thinking now. Thank you.
Don't get me wrong. Okada versus Ali. Honestly, there is a part of me, and this sounds strange. Okada versus Ricky Starks is real compelling.
Yeah. No, that is too. There's a lot there that is insanely compelling, and it's interesting to see if Okada can get himself to that level in the States that he was in Japan.
I don't see why. Just face it. Honestly, I don't see why I can. The only thing I'm really worried about is a lot of people in America don't understand strong style. Like AEW has a mix of crowds between IWC and mainstream wrestling fans.
Agreed. Yeah.
And the problem is Okada fights a really good strong style, and he is. And I don't want to say. Well, I think Austin refers to it as stiff. And I think for a lot of folks, if it isn't flashy enough for them, they may not link on to Okada, as opposed to the rest of us who just like.
Well, the thing, like AEW fans are used to that strong style of wrestling because AEW incorporates it in. You cannot tell me that Dax versus Mox was not a strong style match. That shit was strong style to the max.
No, I'm not talking about the AEW diehards. I'm talking like people who are like, I'm going to check. I'm the casual viewer, like not the diehards.
Fuck out of here, casual viewer. What the fuck? I'm here to be here. Like, I don't give a shit.
Ivan, do you get my point though? Seriously,
I get your point. I get your point. I am not disagreeing with you.
Mr. Peters over here.
Catering to casual fans will have you broken a gif.
Well, no,
but here's the thing is though, and we've been saying about this.
Being aware of what the thing. Yeah.
Exactly. No. You're right on point, Phil. And that's the thing. It's just that's the thing that we can say that the women has done, like from especially like Asuka, Io Sky, Kyrie saying what they brought they brought that strong style into the States, and for that casual to actually love it and enjoy to see them in the ring. It's the same that we're going to see here from this man. is the same that we already seen prior, like even what Takeshi's doing. Even though Takeshi's not from New Japan, but he's from Noah, but he has brought everything.
Noah's
from,
pretty strong too.
And I'm not disregarding Noah either, but everything that he's brought upon got us intrigued, and it got everybody.
And honestly, we need to give Takeshi a lot more credit for pretty much making. I mean, he's been given. He's actually put Japanese wrestling pretty strong a forefront of AEW.
I agree.
Think about it. Because don't get me wrong. Yeah, we talk about Mox and like him bringing the Forbidden Door and all that shit, and even like Will Ospreay coming in. But think about it. Takeshi himself has pretty much come out of regular obscurity. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
Oh no!
This what happens when you answer the doorbell and you were doing your OnlyFans. That's what happened.
The obscurity part is just the fact that, let's face it, not a lot of people knew who he was, but he's become a bit of a darling. I mean, let's face it. To this day, they still use that move where he pretty much just slammed Darby up and down the ramp going to the ring. And that's still a money shot right there. But people love him. The fact that they're giving him Takeshi versus Will Ospreay, I know y'all were talking about it earlier, but the fact that he has Will Ospreay, basically Will Ospreay's first match when he's as an AEW talent says something about how good that kid is.
Oh, absolutely.
And how people feel about him as a Japanese.
And you know what? Not only that, but when you look at it, like whether it's Ospreay or Okada or whoever, they look at their contemporaries, the guys they came up with, and they look at their WWE runs, and they ain't that great. Like think about it. Ospreay tore the house down with Ricochet. Ricochet was the big known commodity, and Ospreay was still on his way up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Ospreay, when he gets to this point and he can sign wherever he wants, he looks over at guys like Ricochet. And they ain't doing a goddamn thing in WWE. And in the meantime, AEW is putting him on pay-per-view cards, letting him beat Kenny Omega in Omega's hometown, and then letting him practically main event the biggest pay-per-view in wrestling history in his backyard against Chris Jericho. Who would you rather be? Would you rather be doing that, or would you rather be Ricochet? Okada looks at Nakamura and all this also ran shit where he should have been, or he should have beaten blank, and he goes, is that what I want to be in the States? Or do I want to be what they've already made me, defending my title or tearing down the house with the dragon or doing whatever? You know what? I'd rather do that. And good for them. Stop thinking about making them money and start thinking about making you money.
I mean,
and I'm with you. That's why, why I say is what this guy wanted was really to get that burst again, that fire, because we've been saying it that he's done everything in New Japan. What else he needs to do? There's nothing else left for him to do. It's like, okay, you're done. What else?
He's going to win another title. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. There you go. He already went that credential of the John Cena version in New Japan. That's already marked there.
Can we be honest though? Guys like Tanahashi in New Japan are very rare. Like guys that just stay there no matter what, even if they have they just stay because they feel a certain connection to the promotion. New Japan does not have a lot of those guys, as great as they are. And that's why they developed this formula of like, okay, everybody left. Here's how we rebuild. Well, yeah. Here's the young boys we've groomed. I mean, that's where we got the Jay Whites all the way up to the Shotas and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
They have the crop ready for when these guys leave, because they know they're going to leave, because not everyone, hardly anyone is like the ace. They're not going to just stay there and be the John Cena of New Japan.
I mean, that would actually be a lot of fun. That would be, and honestly, Vince is already fighting in America anyway. So
yeah.
So it's just like, see that. For me, in the end, I'm curious to see how these are going to be booked, and hopefully, and also with Ospreay, because now you have three New Japan stars that really made the names for themselves. By far, we've seen one already main event a pay-per-view, Full Gear. I was there. That's Jay White. We still have Ospreay to main event a pay-per-view for AEW coming soon, and also Okada now. So now we're seeing those two guys. We got to see what direction Tony Khan is going to build.
They didn't totally do the new shiny with Jay White either, where they put him in the main event, and then he lost, and then he disappeared. Like he's actually got a pretty good, solid, reoccurring role on television right now. So maybe they're learning. I don't know. I don't want to give them that much credit yet. It's still too soon.
No, agreed. That's why I'm not jumping the gun yet because I'm curious to see the book. That's where we're at with that is how they're going to end up booking this match. It's really that. Damn. Val Venus. Pepsi Venus, calm down. I know it's your ass. I know you. I already knew it. You see?
I keep stroking myself. We're going to get kicked off of YouTube. I got to stop that.
I keep mine behind the curtain.
My shit just gets out there.
Behind the curtain, okay?
Okay. Who's next? Who's next, baby?
What do we got, TV's brother? You got anything else on this?
Yes, we do. So, actually, we're going to move to the next topic. But before I do, just put on Zach comments here.
How's that?
Onita versus Hayabusa. Barbed wire test match was a really good example of building storylines.
Zach
captivated a card for fans. Yes, Zach.
Zach, I still have that on VHS.
Oh, you're doing.
I have a VCR just to play this fucking tape because I love that match.
I bootleg this one.
Oh man,
I traded tapes for that one.
Now we're getting to this before we get into Dynamite, but we finally got the news already that this man is now the head creative of writing for TNA Wrestling, Tommy Dreamer. And it's besides, nothing's changed. He said it on Busted Open. He said nothing's changed. Everything's the same. Nothing's going to change. Just it made me the head creator. That's it. Trust me. If I'm the head creator now, it's just going to be what? I'm going to make Moose lose that title to me. Like, he joked around and all of that. I heard him on Busted Open saying that. And it's him and Gail Kim and his who's that Ring of Honor? The Delorean or Delorean? Forgot his name. Jesus, I can't believe anybody remembers his name. But I know he's there in the writing team alongside as well. So now you have him now. Who's that?
Delirious?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's there as a creative writer for TNA. So now we have them three: Gail Kim, Tommy Dreamer, and him and RD. So I don't know who's RD. I forgot his name. But there's other people too. So there's about 5-6 people. So now we have Tommy Dreamer now, who's head creative. Head creator for TNA. We know by far the TNA right now that we're seeing had been pre-recorded before Scott D'Amore's departure. So we don't even know what's going to happen next after all of this events. So you agree with Tommy Dreamer that nothing's going to change? Do you feel like was it the best move for him to take over as head of creative? That's the biggest question. Yeah, go ahead. Take it away, Notorious. I'll give it to you.
I was going to say, first and foremost, you know how I feel about Tommy Dreamer. What's my name? What music do we play on the way in? Who started the barbed wire match? I want to say Cactus Jack and Terry Funk, and I'm probably wrong, but I think they were the first.
The Sheep Herders.
Mm-hmm.
Sheep Herders?
I don't remember that.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. But
yes, both.
And I'm very happy for Tommy Dreamer. It's well deserved. He's always been a great wrestling mind, but to me, this move feels like a Band-Aid on a broken leg. Because he can say everything is fine, but as you brought it up, they're still showing the episodes that were recorded when Scott was there. And as we have seen since Scott being let go, talent is not happy with Scott's departure. They definitely weren't happy. The Anthem board got them all on a Zoom call and said Scott stepped down. They didn't even say we fired him. He stepped down. And then they found out later, mostly through Scott, that he was fired. So everything's fine right now. But once they start calling this talent back to do tapings, especially some guys who are kind of on like an appearance-based contract. Like I know I'm not signed, but I'll show up. You pay me because Scott's cool. I'll work for him. A lot of those people may not come back. And then how do you make everything the same? Your own champion said, "No Scott, no me." How is that going to mean? How is that making everything okay? I mean, maybe Tommy can reach out and mend some fences and stuff because he is very tight with a lot of the talent in TNA. I mean, he has been for the many years that he's been with TNA. So maybe he can patch things up and get people back on the back on the wagon, so to speak. But that's still kind of a wait and see thing. Once they get into tapings and once the talent starts to show or no show that you'll really know if things are all right.
Yeah.
And can Tommy Dreamer mend the fences that Anthem already like C4'd to death?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But I feel like this is kind of Anthem's way of saying like, we fucked up, so we're going to throw the talent a bone. But at the same time, we don't really care that we fucked up because we own a promotion just to really fucking own it. I think I said this to Pepsi Phil before we got on. Like, yeah, we bash Tony Khan a lot, but at the same time, he owns a wrestling promotion and he cares. That is something that you cannot say for Anthem. They never ever gave a fuck about that company. They owned it just to own it. It was like, oh yeah, we also have a wrestling promotion because we're Canadian and Canadians love wrestling, so we bought a promotion, but we don't really give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. And there's a comment for you though, from Zach. That's awesome. Speaking about Onita, Notorious Dom, I actually met him at Philly with a Hayabusa mask, and he actually loved it, and he was absolutely genuine and so kind.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was hoping to meet him, or at least meet Hayabusa after a Bingo Hall show. I never got to, but I did get to meet Terry Funk a few times. Mm-hmm. And once he actually remembered my name, I cried. Rest in peace, you fucking legend, you. But that's cool. I would have loved to have met Oneida. That dude seemed like a trip. So I'm glad he was a cool dude in person. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Zach. I hope Tommy can work this out because I love Tommy. Anthem can suck a bag of dicks, but Tommy Dreamer, he is and will always be to me a hardcore icon Hall of Famer. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, the talent rallies around him and just ignores all the bullshit coming from the suits at Anthem and says, you know what, for Tommy, yeah, we'll keep going. We'll give this a shot. He's going to take care of us.
See, for me, that's the problem right there. And his thing, though, I love Tommy Dreamer, and you're right. Everything you said is right. Tommy has a brilliant mind for wrestling.
He does.
Now,
he learned from Terry. Okay,
he learned from Terry, but he applied it first at ECW with Paul.
And Paul.
So the problem I had with this entire move is the locker room is not happy. I feel like they gave Tommy the job because they knew he has enough of a great reputation with everyone that he thinks that'll calm them down. I'm worried that they're basically going to put entirely too much pressure on Tommy to fix that locker room. And when it doesn't happen fast enough for him,
scapegoat.
Exactly. And that's the thing I don't want to happen because Tommy could do a really good job of booking. I mean, as good as Scott, I don't know. But him and Gail, I think, could do a pretty, right now, he wasn't like the creative, but he was still on the creative team.
He was part of the team, yeah.
So he was still knowing, he was still part of the storytelling process. So it's not like he's coming in completely cold, but I'm worried that Anthem, because of the fact that the way they fired Scott, the way they're behaving, in a sense of people who want to sell something anyway, and want Tommy to come in and just keep the quote unquote, just band-aid it up, as you said, to keep everyone from basically abandoning the ship before they sell it. Tommy's going to get pretty much thrown to the wolves and blamed when it doesn't do as well as quickly as they would like. That's
what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he doesn't become the new Scott, where it's like, we need a fall guy. Tommy, you're it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because like I said, I do think he will do a really good job, him and Gail. So I'm kind of excited about it. At the same time, I'm really worried about them because literally, Anthem's already proven you can do a great job and still get fired.
No, first of all, you're absolutely right. And secondly, Temple, you're not absolutely wrong to be obsessed with that because I would love to see Pac versus Will Ospreay.
Yes,
that shit would be
yeah.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't want to see Tommy just get put in this position to basically be the fall guy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm afraid of this because nothing's going to change how he mentioned. And that's fine. The only thing is what's going to change how Dom mentioned it, you too as well, Phil. Like with the writing letters that they mention and they're upset and all. We haven't even seen the feature yet fully because all these are pre-recorded. Until we know what's really going to happen is where the direction is going to see of the talent.
So here,
I don't think that we'll disregard Tommy's booking, but I think they're going to do it against Anthem. That's where I feel.
So here's a funny story. Here's a funny story about Scott and what his relationship was like. When Jordan Grace was wrestling for him before, when he very first started, she was wrestling, had no contract. She won the championship with no contract, and then she decided to sign that contract, all because she liked Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
Like when Triple H called Scott to say, "Can you give me someone?" Or he says it was a public call, but he only called one person. Can you give me someone to put in the Royal Rumble? The first person he called was Jordan Grace. And the thing is, I don't think they take into the fact of what was it like in 5 years, probably longer, honestly. But in 5 years, Impact went from Impact to TNA at full speed under Scott's regime. I don't know who the new guy is, but he's already starting in the red as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because no one likes him, and I mean he did. And I don't even know if he did anything wrong. They just don't like.
No,
him.
he's just representing the evil fucks that got rid of Scott. As far as the talent is concerned, it doesn't matter if he had anything to do with it or not.
Exactly, because it's like
who the fuck is that guy?
Thank you, Connor. Exactly.
So that's the concern I have, is the fact that in their effort to quote unquote streamline, and that was the word they used, Impact and TNA, they're going to end up fucking themselves over. And again, Tommy will end up in the meat grinder, just like he's just doing his job. But they're going to well, Tommy didn't do a good enough job. Really? Y'all pretty much tied Tommy's hands so he couldn't do anything.
And that would be a damn shame because Tommy is one of the most loyal, passionate guys when it comes to a wrestling promotion that you will ever fucking meet in this business. Like they literally had to shut the doors, chain them, and throw him out of ECW. And he probably feels the same way at this point about Impact TNA.
I mean, he's talked about it. Like he loves being an ECW original, even now.
Oh, even now, yeah.
So
even now, and he loves almost as much being a part of what he is, where he's at now. And it would be a shame for them to just scapegoat his ass out the door at that point. Like if you think the talent's mad now, let that happen to Tommy Dreamer. You won't be able to find a single fucking person for a taping.
I mean, for the most part, though, I mean, good luck to him. I really hope it works out. If nothing else, I kind of hope this is like, if he does end up getting screwed over, it ends up to bigger and better things for him in other promotions.
True. Yeah. You know what this really is, though? This is another one of those turd my punch bowl moments. This is, man, TNA's back and they're doing great, and Hard to Kill was fire, and Nick Nemeth and all this shit, and then out of the blue, Scott D'Amore is fired. And you're like, what the fuck? And then the talent is freaking out because apparently the company told him he wasn't fired, but he was. You're like, oh god, here we go again. First, usually CM Punk's the one dropping turds in my punch bowl. Now it's Anthem. I don't even know what these fucking people do, and they're shitting in my punch bowl, man.
Quick second, this over the Temple. Yes, Tanahashi has been doing some crazy work in booking for New Japan right now. Honestly, and I know people I don't think people appreciate this for what it is. The Nick Nemeth David Finlay rivalry.
I can't wait for that. We'll talk about that next week. Next week, we're going to talk about that.
The energy from that match right there, I'm like,
yeah.
First of all, I'm going, I don't know who this Nick Nemeth is. This is not Dolph Ziggler. So, And that's a small section of Ta-Nehisi.
Isn't that amazing that Nick Nemeth can make a guy like Dolph Ziggler in his career look mid?
But it's crazy that if Phil and I talked about it, like we talked about what 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Phil.
I think so.
Right? And both said that this is a Nemeth we wanted to see. Right? Both said it. This is hell yeah. This is the one we wanted to fucking see. Then fuck it, we're getting it.
I mean, shit. This is the Nick Nemeth we all knew existed. Shit.
This is the guy. This is the guy that Sting showed up for to end the Authority. Remember that, okay?
That's true.
and now that he's out here doing these things, all of that looks mid in comparison. That's how good Nick Nemeth is.
I'll debate that for sure coming up, Temple, because we got.
I wouldn't mind that at all, Temple.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. I'm sure Ivan wants to debate it. I'm cool with it,
man. We really.
I'm cool with it, but I'll still debate it though. But
because you're you, yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah,
that's just what you do.
We really need to work on that new Japan show soon.
Yeah, we need to. It's just that we've been booked, and it was this week was hard for us, folks, because during the week, I know you guys expect us on Thursday or Friday. It's it was Valentine's Week, so we gotta be there for the misses for us. And of course,
speaking of OnlyFans.
It's been a wild start to 2024, folks, and we're doing the best we can to be here for you fine people. And life is just kicking our asses in one way or another. I can't even. I'm not even going to go into all that.
Yeah, speaking of OnlyFans, I know he was busy for $3.99. That's for sure. He was busy.
I ain't gonna lie to you right now.
Fuck, man, that was so quick.
I'm not gonna lie to you right now. Keeping up with the wrestling right now has been a struggle.
Keeping up with anything right now for me is a struggle. Even my wife says, like, didn't you notice the way I did my hair? I was like, you have hair?
But honestly, though, yeah, it's wrestling. Like, what is it? It's like mid-February. Think about what's happened since January.
Oh, no.
If you look at everything that's happened,
2024, no, I'm with you. The start of everything was happening.
It's only been 7 weeks. Think about it. It's only been basically 7 weeks of wrestling.
And
every time you turn around, there's something popping off. Like The Rock is back, or Scott is fired, or this is that. Rocky's coming. Like, whoa, slow down, spread this shit out, man.
Or the head of Stardom just got let go.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah. I'm with you, Brian. There's a lot of things that we gotta have to wait and see what is going to be the future for TNA, the talent, because like I mentioned, it just right now all of that is just recording. The thing is for us is like what's gonna be the future for them for the talent. I don't see Tommy being in a bad position. I really feel it's gonna be Anthem in a bad position, who are really gonna be like, fuck, we're gonna have talent walking out. They can strike. They could literally fucking walk out and say, fuck it.
They could literally no show.
Yeah. They could say, fuck the money. Oh, well, I'll go somewhere else where they can pay me.
TNA does have a loose contract structure. So if no one showed up, they're not in breach of contract.
Right?
No, they're not. They're not.
And a lot of these guys do outside stuff too. Like Jessica Havoc's probably like, hey, I got a good Twitch channel. I can make my money. Fuck you. I'm staying home. Like, shout out to Jessica Havoc's Twitch channel while I'm at it, because I'm on Twitch and that shit is amazing. So, it's just it's a damn shame because they came back so strong and then this happened.
Yeah,
and then this happened, and I hope Tommy Dreamer is given the chance to kind of mend fences and get everybody on the same page and keep the train going.
He will.
Because he can do it. I don't know. I didn't want to bring it up, but like you guys had said, I don't know if Anthem is going to let him do it. Because they certainly weren't going to let Scott D'Amore. I personally think with Scott, it was in the cards that they were going to let him go. And he had this wild idea to rebrand and do all this shit. And they gave him enough rope to hang himself thinking he would fail. Because let's be honest, like I said, Anthem owns a promotion, doesn't know wrestling, doesn't care. So they went, well, let him come back, do this, and when it flops, we'll just fucking fire him. But it took off. And they were like, okay, we got to come up with another reason. And then he asked for more money for the show. They went, there's your reason. You're fucking fired.
I think for me, the reason why, I mean, we read everything, the reports, everything. What was the reason of the firing? But if Anthem would have sold to Scott D'Amore, I guarantee you that would have pulled off, and Scott D'Amore will get an actual TV deal for sure under him.
Oh yeah,
that guy will make it happen.
Because honestly, the fact that Anthem had Impact / TNA for that.
Kenny!
And
Kenny,
what's up?
What's good, homie?
Shout out to the Call Up Podcast.
Could not get a TV deal. Could not get a TV deal even in Canada. There is they were not even trying.
Yeah.
Although, what was it?
Because they didn't fucking care.
Yeah, no. Temple said something earlier that I forget that I wanted to key in on.
What about Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
This
no,
one?
yeah. He had the same idea we had about sending Scott to AEW and ROH.
Yeah, that's what I said. Agreed.
Yeah. So
no, I think it needs to happen too.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, even Kenny was saying right here to get him a seat. That's where I
hope so.
Maybe so. I think he's another one who can help bring him on. I think even Dynamite or Collision or Rampage could help it at all with the booking. It's just like,
I mean, God, could you imagine guys like him and Rocky and whoever out there, Dustin, QT, Jarrett.
You have yes, you still exactly though. You have those, and you have Chris Hero.
I mean,
there's so much
Hero,
there.
Totally. How do I forget about Chris Hero? I love that fucking dude.
Honestly, I'll tell you right now, the biggest problem people used to have with AEW was they had no legacy wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically, it'd be like one or two people, which honestly was kind of disrespectful because they had people like Dave Malenko, they had Jerry Lynn. And they would say they have no legacy wrestlers. Yeah, they do. They have a ton of legacy wrestlers. But
this time they had double.
So I'm sitting here just going, I don't know what you're talking about, but adding Tommy as part of like AEW and ROH and having him be a teacher for them would be insane, I think. Because you got Dave Malenko, so pretty much you already got you got Dave Malenko, Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan. And you got all that, and you got Dustin, obviously, Dustin. In your roster, and Big Show, Mark Henry. But somehow I feel like if and I know we're like mad.
Obviously, Mark Henry is teaching Powerhouse that slam. You can tell.
Oh, he can tell.
You can totally fucking tell.
Yeah.
It's just
that obviously we're doing booking with people's jobs right now.
But that's the problem. That I feel that they're. Maybe as much as we do not know what's going on behind the curtains, but you think about the talents that we just named. Legacy you mentioned, right? That's legacy there that can pass on the legacy to others to build their own legacy and create a legacy in the world of professional wrestling. I'm not just talking about AEW. I'm talking about in the world of professional wrestling, because from there they can make a name for themselves and go somewhere else. And be like, yeah, hell yeah, read and make yourselves. Hell yeah, why the fuck not? That's where I keep saying why fucking Tony Khan drops the ball when it comes to that shit, because he doesn't allow this shit to happen.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Well, you take it, Tony Khan. You take it.
You will.
You're bullshit. You're
bullshit. He said it. I agree. Bullshit.
You gotta allow them. You gotta allow these people.
So I have a theory about how Tony Khan's been booking and how he's running AEW.
All right. So you want to say it before I go to Dynamite?
Yeah. The problem I'm having with him is the fact that he spent too much time trying to book, quote unquote, not like WWE.
He's spending too time on this.
Which is like he thinks like, oh, for as long as I don't do it like WWE was, I'll be okay. And now he's realizing that, yeah, you don't have to book like WWE, but there is some stuff that they do that works. And that doesn't make you like a clone of WWE. That just makes you look like you're going, oh, look, here's a case study for a good idea right here. Case in point.
I don't care who does it. The adage is old and it's tried and it's true. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. The Continental Classic is a perfect example.
Yeah.
When they first
think about it.
It worked in New Japan. It worked in TNA with the Bound for Glory.
Thank you.
It worked.
It worked.
King of the Ring. King of the Ring is practically the same shit.
Think about it this way. Think about it. It's the Dusty Challenge. It's the Mae Young Classic. The tournament system works. And I think him going through that process teaches him, like, you know what? Like you said, if it ain't broke, might as well use it.
Right.
Because let's face it, the two factions where one person has a thing for the other person, that's not an original storyline. But that's
really not.
But think about it. It's still funny if you do it right. Willow, I keep calling my favorite alien. Willow, Statlander, and Stokely. That is not an original storyline, but those three are literally the funniest things together. Like, I can't not laugh when I watch that. Yeah. Oh.
That's what I mean. I had these dreams of like Nick Nemeth being like New Japan Global Champ and like and like TNA champ at the same time. Now I don't even know if he's gonna go back. What the fuck, TNA?
I don't know. We'll just have to wait to see on that. There's like
your bullshit anthem.
Yeah, your bullshit anthem. That's for sure. And I'm with you, Temple. Yeah. And Robo's gonna be a good one. That one too. Chicago.
Speaking of Mustafa's,
too.
Mustafa's been crazy of late. I don't know what happened, but getting cut from WWE lit a fire under his ass.
Look, he's been there before. Because remember, he was let go before, and then he got brought him back. So he was the same.
Well, I know for a fact
a lot of these guys, like Nick Nemeth too, like you think, man, I haven't seen them in a minute. They must not want to do this anymore. And then they get free, and all of a sudden they're just out of the chute hot.
I mean, was it Mustafa Ali is doing this campaign run where he's like Ali 2024, which I love. I don't even know why. It's just
I think it's great.
And you got Nick Nemeth, who's basically just like the usual suspects, just showing up at people's house, beating the shit out of people left and right.
Right.
So,
any final thoughts on this?
No, I think
good luck, Tommy. That's all I could say.
Basically.
Yeah,
you're in a tough fucking position, man. Good luck.
I think the team that he has, that even when Scott pretty much had that team going. Scott had, and Scott has that's a dream team to have, because you have, for me, I feel that with the dream team of the Delirious, whatever the fuck his name is. Delirious. Gail Kim, who's been there forever, even with Scott D'Amore since day one. When Scott D'Amore created.
To Dom's point, it's not the team or the
it's not the people around him; it's the people above him.
Yeah,
agreed.
I agree with him. I think that's
the problem.
That's going to be the real fight for Tommy.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to be the fight.
Good luck.
Yeah, because. And I think they will have to listen to him at that point, because it's like, you're going to lose your investors, you're going to lose your money. Yes, even though you own part of Access TV already, pretty much took it over. You own the Fight Network, but at the end of the day,
we all know how well they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not going to say have to, because look about it. Scott basically saved Impact and turned it back to TNA and made it one of the best promotions. The third best promotion they had, which they haven't had in a long time. And they fired that man for doing a good job. So
I'm fired that man because he was getting the popularity name and because he was going to buy him out. I wish
they fired that man on his day off. Ain't that a bitch?
How you get fired?
Fuck, you get fired on your day off. What you stealing boxes for, Scott?
Somebody go to the clubhouse. Somebody trying to go to the clubhouse.
Every time I see you in my kitchen.
Every time
all the food.
I'm in the kitchen.
All the chitlins. All the hot dogs.
I like
pig feet.
I
like pig feet.
I like pig feet too. What's that time, folks? What
you throwing that away for? We ain't got no milk. You better put some water on that damn shit.
Exactly. Vader, what time it is, baby?
It's time! It's time! It's
dynamite! That's right. It is dynamite time, folks. We are here to recap. We're not going to break every fucking match. We no more. Because then we will derail. But this wasn't a bad card. I'll say one thing, the Texas Death Match, shout out people that I love what Matt Taven put on social media.
Mm-hmm.
People that doubted him and everything else. Look who the fuck I am. Thank God that man got the match that he deserved to finally have the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people didn't really like what he's done in Ring of Honor. I know people debate the fact that he was a former Ring of Honor World Champion, but I could debate that because that man deserved it, underrated. Doesn't give the credit where credit's given. You know, that's hard one, and Moxley was actually a great match.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
but the kissing though, don't do that. That's no, I know it's Valentine's Day, but fuck, you don't kiss another man.
that was kind of funny though.
It was
kind of funny.
Especially when Excalibur was like, "Man, Renee's gonna be pissed."
I know. I know, right? When he said that shit, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was laughing my ass off at that.
Oh, me too. I was like, "Oh shit."
So honestly, I gave that Wednesday a B.
I'm with you.
I was gonna say like C plus B minus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I am not disagreeing with you on that. I'll tell you one thing.
So, go ahead. So,
yeah, I wanted to say I'll go very quick. It'll be very quick. All I can say is that Ren and Stimpy over there, you know,
Ren and Stimpy without the happy joy. They're like snarky hip.
I would say you're doing a good job. You're getting people annoyed, and you're gonna put asses in seats what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that.
At least they're being themselves.
That's the thing. They're being themselves. That's how you know that your creative ideas.
And did you see? By the way, did you see Nick like coming in from the limo doing like the CM Punk thing with his taped hands?
Yeah, saw that shit.
Oh, like you dick.
Honestly, I realize they're offended, but they need to let that shit go.
Shout out Powder Toast.
Powder Toast Man.
Hey man, that's a real job.
I would say don't knock it till you try it, but that got me in rehab 22 years ago, so I'm not gonna say it.
Oh man, you don't want that Powder Toast Man, just
nah. You don't want that. You don't want that.
It's gonna be like
Let's
this
fucking go.
That's what it's gonna be all day.
Okay,
and I don't want to see that. But I'm gonna tell you.
Trust me.
So
all I can tell you is this one was. I'm with you, Phil. I give it a B. Not even a plus for mine.
So the only reason I give it a B is this: Matt Taven's a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He did not need a death match to prove that to me. This is the thing. This is the one issue I have.
You know how hard it is to stay on track with this chat killing us. I love you guys.
I'm trying to focus here, but the problem I have is that this is the thing I have with AEW. They're using, this is my opinion, they're using extreme matches unnecessarily. They're starting to, you'll forgive the pun, they're starting to lose their impact. Because to this day, because I'm asking right now, I'm asking, what was the point of a death match? Other than the fact that for the first time they had a death match in Texas, where it's supposed to be.
See, there you go. They had a Texas death match in Texas. That was the point. But that's the thing.
Were they in Texas?
You are saying this to the wrong person right now. You are looking at the Bingo Hall kids saying they use too much hardcore. There is no such thing as too much hardcore.
Where were they? Where were they?
They were in Texas.
They were in Texas. Oh,
they were in Texas. It's the first time
they had a Texas death match.
It's the first time they had a Texas death match in Texas.
In Texas.
Don't get me wrong, like Matt Taven performed.
I mean, that's solid booking. You know,
Taven did great.
Texas
did great with it, and honestly, even the run-ins didn't affect the story too badly, and it actually did a really good job with it. I just really wonder, like, I'm starting to worry that, honestly, it may just be me, but I'm getting a little desensitized and unimpressed with these Matt death matches and no DQ matches because it seems to come out of the blue for no reason.
Okay, well, welcome to Philly. That happens. You just get used to it, but you still love it.
Not everybody can break out a fork, man. Shit.
That's when you reach for the cheese grater. You just take it up a notch. And when that stops working, you get the pizza cutter. You know what I'm saying? You keep going.
So, but overall, it was like I said, it was a B night. Tony Storm was always great. Stokely, Statlander, and Willow is becoming a better and better storyline the more it grows. One would hope. And I will say this: the Edge and Garcia match kind of was a hell of a way to kind of break it open. Because honestly, I actually enjoyed that match.
Okay.
A lot. It seems a little weird because it's a little. Because honestly, those two meeting up against each other didn't really make a whole lot of sense, other than just the Copeland Invitational, as I'm calling it right now.
Is that what you call it? The Copeland?
The Copeland. The Cope Open.
Exactly. So, honestly,
I'm just wondering when Beth's gonna have a Cope Open.
I was about to say, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson.
There you go. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson
versus Top Flight. I could have done without that match. Honestly, it was not that impressive. Even the chance of them almost knocking out Tony with an EVP trigger, I think it's called.
Honestly, guys, is it just me, or is it just really fucking gross to see them still wear those bloody ass suits?
Yeah, it is.
I know I was talking about being desensitized as a hardcore fan in Philly and all that, but just watching them go from a Dynamite to a Collision to another Dynamite wearing the same bloody ass suits, like, oh, come on, y'all.
This makes me think they don't bathe.
Right. If you're supposed to be like grown EVPs, shouldn't you bathe?
Or at least hit a laundromat? Damn.
Get like a dry cleaner or something. Get another suit. Like, you only got the one?
So the problem, and like I said, the additional issue I have with this gimmick is I understand it's done as kind of like a FU to CM Punk. You get that for a day. You get 1 day of that, or maybe a couple of weeks of that. But constantly doing it over and over again.
There is no such thing.
That's why it's called oral sessions for a reason. Now we know.
Oh no, it's not called oral sessions anymore. It's called the sessions.
Well, because she had no choice. Moxley told her, "Hey, you know what? You come out of Pornhub too much." She started
to get advertised. Who was like, "I'm not giving oral sessions that money." That looks terrible. Think about it. That looks terrible on somebody's line item. Why'd you give $20,000 oral sessions?
Although honestly, like doing Manscaped commercials on the oral sessions just felt right.
Yes, pretty much.
So, but
yeah, I'm going there. It just felt perfect.
We are TVMA folks, so you forgot.
So those two matches were great, and like I said, what was the main event? I should tell you. Oh no, the Swerve, Hangman, and Samoa Joe. I guess talk off.
Oh, I got some things about that, but I'll shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still processing that one.
Okay.
For the most part, it's okay.
You're processing the promo?
There's something about it that kind of like didn't really sit well with me. Maybe it's just like I feel like Hangman's still working out his tweener heel persona, or I call it the tweel persona.
Okay, maybe this will help Pepsi feel. You know what bothered me about it? Mm-hmm. You got Hangman TA with his brand new mustache and his 80s look out here talking shit about how Swerve had so much time to beat him and didn't beat him, so now he should be in the title. Wait a second, homie. Hold up. You've never beaten that man. You didn't beat that man that night, and he's beat you twice. How the fuck are you talking this shit? Is that thicker mustache putting more pressure on your brain? Do you not remember that you've never beaten this man, and just because you had a draw refused to go 5 more minutes, he shouldn't get a title shot? No, you shouldn't get a fucking title shot. How about that?
I mean, not wrong. Not because I'm sitting there going, he's still 2-1. He's still 2. It's like 2-0-1.
Because think about it. Any other sport with regular, like take football for example. Okay, if 2 teams are tied going into the playoffs, they look at other records like your divisional record or your head-to-head or whatever the fuck. So if they're tied up, if they have the same records, now we got to break it down. Now we got to look at their head-to-head record, and Swerve's 2-0. So guess what? Swerve, you get the title opportunity. Hangman, get the fuck out. Hope your mustache gets better. Bye. That should have been it.
Very true.
That's what I was tripping on. And Hangman's still going on and on and on about you didn't beat me. Motherfucker beat you twice. How many times do you have to beat you before you shut the fuck up?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No one chokes on hair during the oral session.
I love you, Just. You always fucking keep us going.
Yeah, me too, dude. Just you're the man. You're the man. So I don't know if that was your problem. That was my problem with it personally.
It was that one, and the fact that he was like, I will make sure you never win the championship. I'm like, bruh, he done whooped your ass twice already.
Right.
I don't know how you're gonna stop him.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, this has brought Hangman back in a big way, which I think, I had said going into Wrestle Dream, like, this will push both men back into top tier title contention, and it kind of has. But with Hangman, it's just like he's saying all this shit, and I'm like, do you even fucking think before you say it?
I don't think he does.
Do you even? Because you're out here talking all this shit, and you ain't beat this man once.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Swerve is so fucking over. Like, Swerve's house has never been louder.
Why does Brian keep bringing up cream soda, Pepsi Phil? Why? Why? What is it you guys debate about cream soda?
Cream soda, Pepsi. Cream soda. First it was Crystal Pepsi Phil. Now it's cream soda, Pepsi Phil.
I gotta blame. I'm blaming Lieutenant Charlie for this one because remember he started that shit off with Coke Phillip.
Hey, don't blame. Hey, Lieutenant Charlie is amazing. Don't you fucking blasphemize that man. I love that man. He's new and I love him already.
Yeah, I think it was him that started it, but yeah,
I hope he did. You had it coming too much hardcore.
Oh, the old Bucks. Oh yeah, when
they could just be the Bucks, but that just makes them sound like a porn team.
So, I mean,
they could be the jaded Bucks at this point because that's all they sound like to me. See,
yeah. Go ahead,
okay, so
take it away.
The reason I said C plus B minus was when you looked at the matches on this card. Just when you look at the people who are fighting one another, it's an episode of AEW Dark.
Mm-hmm.
You already know as soon as you look at the card, you already know like, okay, it's gonna be a great match, but like Mox is beating Dax.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Danny Garcia beats Copeland.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Top Flight beat the Bucks right now.
Yep.
And as great as Taven and Orange Cassidy was, it was a war. You knew there was no chance in hell that Taven was going to beat Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to get as good as the matches were. It's hard to get fully involved when you already know what's going to happen just by looking at the card before the show even starts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say the timeless Tony Storm video.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes. Yes.
That was so amazing. I can't believe. Did she really get a tattoo just to make that segment?
I mean, you know, they got temporary ones, I suppose.
Saturday Morning Cartoon DX. Yes.
First of all, we know that belongs to DIY.
They're practically Saturday Morning Hardy Boys, man. DX is too much of an upgrade for them.
Pretty much.
But the timeless Tony Storm video was classic, and then Deanna just say, you know what, I'm gonna break your arm, bitch, and walk it off. I loved it. I mean, what else could she
say?
Sweet, to the point. Loved it. This whole budding partnership between Stokely and Willow is great. I'm even loving Sky Blue's new look, and B, the fact that Ivan put her right next to me. That just feels nice. Like, hey, baby, how you doing? Respectfully. And her and Julia are just those two alone make me think AEW needs a women's tag division, but they don't even use women in singles, so we're getting ahead of ourselves. There was some very good stuff on Dynamite, but the reason the show kind of just it felt like I enjoyed the segments and the promos more than the actual card.
Yeah, it does, but honestly, that wasn't why I knocked it down. It was like the matches made no sense to me.
I mean, the matches made sense, but they felt so pre-fucking determined. Like, there is no way that Moxley's losing. There's no way that Adam is losing.
No. Yeah, that's what I mean.
The chicanery after the match with Adam and Danny, I mean, that low blow from Cougar fans Wayne, that was
First
interesting.
of all, that as a proper wife, the fact that she was wearing matching outfits with Daddy Christian, it's perfect for me.
But well, I like what Just said.
Let me
though.
tell you about our so they're Jehovah's Witnesses, basically.
That's
Have
what
you
it
found
was.
Jesus? Blam.
Temple, I actually think you're right.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's been going 100 ever since he got
Moxley has needed a vacation since he couldn't take one because Phil fucked up.
Well, remember, I think remember he came out and respectfully, he came out of rehab, and in his defense, he felt like he had something to prove, like he hadn't fallen off.
And
after
rightfully
rehab.
so, but the man has proved it in spades.
Yes,
He's been like what, a 2-time AEW champion, international champion. He's got the hottest clique in the whole company, next to the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and it's just he was planning to take some time off, and then the scrum scuffle happened, and he jumped back in, and he's been back in ever since. He needs a break, man. And I know he's been pivotal in this whole CMLL click war that is actually quite enjoyable.
Temple, you're right. Temple, you're right.
He's on vacation. He works at AEW.
Temple's right. Temple's right about his back. It's actually been it's been recurring for a really long time, and honestly, it has gotten worse.
Yeah.
So he I know what they say. I think they're complaining because he hasn't wrestled in 6 months. I don't know.
Yeah, something like.
And basically, it's like honestly, and the thing is,
wasn't he in the cage match they had with FTR and Danny?
Yeah, he was.
Because that was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't in that.
They're talking.
Oh my god! We talked about that last week. It was horrible.
I think that meant that as a single.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think the problem with him is that he told people his back was bothering him and he was going through some stuff, and his back was pretty bad. And he
dude is very transparent. Even the last time he took time off, he was like, "My head is fucked. I need to get."
And think about it. Like Thunder Rose ended up taking 2 years off. God damn.
I don't know. It was like a year, yeah,
for her back. So
for her back,
I'm more worried.
Look at Randy Orton and his back. How long that keep him out?
And truth be told, I saw him in that cage match. I ain't think cage match, but like that cage match. Honestly, I didn't think he should be in there wrestling. I think he should have literally did I'm gonna take a break and come back when I feel better officially. So, but he has the same problem Seth does.
But yeah, let him get right and let him come back, because if not, I mean, back injuries are tricky, man. They'll just keep coming back, or he could just be done. Period. And I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, that's what.
But there was, just this show. I mean, I did enjoy it. The segments, were fucking hilarious. The Darby promo was amazing.
Yep.
I loved once again that whether it was Raw or Dynamite, we still had a chance for this man, because that's who we want. We want Cody. Fuck you, Rock. We want Cody.
I will give Darby credit. Darby has never.
That was probably the best promo that Darby Allin has ever done.
Ever. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. Honestly, that is the most he's talked, in a sense of being like.
Oh, he talked. Remember that Pillar feud where they had the title match with MJF? He talked a lot in that, but nobody wanted to hear a fucking word he had to say because he sucked.
Yeah, this one was the most on-point story. Like, he was defending his daddy. He was defending Sting.
He was defending his daddy, and then he was telling the Bucks, like, you're a bunch of fuck-ups. You don't give a shit about nothing but yourself.
You weren't the one who brought me in.
You threw the vision away. The other MVP, at least the other EVP had a brain in his head, and I'm not talking about Kenny Omega. Like all that. I was actually. That's the first time that I was actually impressed by a Darby Allin promo in the whole time he's been there. And so I have to give him a lot of credit for that. I don't know if it was just, him speaking legit and passionately for once, or if he's been working on it, but that shit was entertaining.
I mean, he ain't got no choice but to work on it. He working with Sting.
I'm guessing Tony's got a new tattoo, and I think that's cool. Like, if you're willing to do all that just for a video segment for a weekly television show, I will salute the living shit out of you.
Man,
that is dedication to your role in the company if you're willing to get a fucking tattoo. Okay.
I think she already had the tattoo, truth be told.
They showed it. They showed she had the original tattoo, and then she had a tattue of a knife put through it.
Oh no, that part, yeah. Oh, she got that
part.
She got that part. That look. She was a little bit. I mean, I'm glad it was in black and white because it did look a little bit red, even with the black and white tint on it.
But see, the thing is, I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but it was just gut feeling watching it when she said, "If you want the old Tony Storm to come back, I'll bring her back." I went, no, I love Timeless. I don't want the old Tony. I want Timeless Tony.
No,
please.
No.
Don't take Timeless away from me. I want the tits up. I'm watching for the shoe.
I will take New Japan Tony. Because remember,
I want what we have. This shit is incredible.
It
This
is.
is the first gimmick that we've ever seen from Tony Storm, and it's amazing. I don't want her to go back to being just the leather chick. The punk chick. Anybody can do that. You want that? Go watch Shotzi Blackheart. I want this shit.
No, keep in mind, her and Deanna, their history goes back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So
we know that.
Back to Stardom and everything. I
know.
So
doing a little throwback to that would be nice.
I guess. I want to see her just go through the whole thing and maybe even win as Timeless. And I love Deonna Purrazzo, but it's another one of those things where do I think she needs to jump in and be a champion like right away? Probably not. But if it happens, I'm not gonna be mad, but probably not. I will be mad if she goes back to being the old Tony Storm and wins, because that right there on screen is what I need. I need black and white in my life.
I don't think she's gonna go back to old school Tony Storm with the Band-Aid on her. I think she just means like beating the shit out of people. That Tony Storm just beating the shit out of people in a Timeless gimmick.
Yeah, but then she's going to be beating the shit out of somebody in black and white. We're not going to be able to see the blood.
First of all, you don't need to. The splash alone will tell you what you need to know. And ain't nobody get. First of all, if I got a manservant like Luther, I'm not giving that up for nobody.
Yeah. If I got a groupie like Mariah May, I certainly ain't giving that shit up.
I don't know, man. Luther be holding it down like Alpha.
Oh, let me holler at you. Let me holler.
Hola, King Verba. What's going on?
King Verba, what's happening?
What's going on?
So, I mean, for the most part, this Dynamite was a great setup for the remaining ones. Great setup for was it Revolutions, the next one? Yeah. It was a good setup.
Oh, we're going to talk about that coming up in the next.
Oh yeah, they built to the paper. They're building to the pay-per-view pretty nicely.
So
it was just, again, like I know it's Dynamite, but with the way you looked at the card and went, man, I know who's going to win every fucking match before it happens. It felt more like AEW Dark than AEW Dynamite. Like, another valiant effort from the guys who had no shot. All right, on to the next match.
I mean,
like for me,
I'm not gonna lie. AEW Rampage did last night a little bit more exciting.
Well,
okay, I did miss that.
I did miss that. I missed that one. So, but I
literally just watched Dynamite before the show.
I did see, of course, the highlights. What happened with Sammy and Jeff Hardy? We already know that. It is what it is. What can I say? What can we say?
And the aftermath with Matt Hardy and all that. That was
he's like, "Fuck you, man, fuck you." Like we already.
Like,
well, Sammy's over here shooting himself in the foot again. Who would have saw that coming?
I'm not even gonna call that Sammy shooting himself in the foot. I think that was a genuine accident. I think right now they're going to turn it into a storyline, which is what I think Matt was doing. So
at least I hope.
That is my hope too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But if you remember, Sammy and Matt already had an unfortunate accident where Matt was injured. So it's a little weird that it happened twice with the same family.
Knock on wood.
All I can say is that I enjoyed the promo with Swerve and Samoa.
Yeah,
Hangman didn't do much. I enjoyed that promo. I enjoyed seeing Matt Taven finally gets the credit where credit's due. Deserves that. I think that man deserves to get that credit. That people don't know who he really is, and go back.
Oh, those people are Melvins anyway. Fuck them.
Garcia and Edge Edge. I keep calling him Edge. Adam Copeland. That was a good match. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was great. It's crazy. You know, you talked about that, right, Phil? It's like you see how the fucking story died, and then it's like, is it coming back up? It's not. All of a sudden, you had the story with Christian Cage and Edge, and now it kind of died out. And it's like, okay, what's up with the TNT title? It's not being relevant, you know. And but yeah, it's not. It's like with the international. LaParca had the chair. Trips had the sledgehammer. Tony could KO someone with a purse with a heavy stuff.
Didn't Scary Sherry used to do that though?
Scary Sherry used to have something in her purse and she would hit people with it. Yeah,
she had a brick in her purse.
She had like a brick or a lead
bar
or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
when she was the queen, she had a gold brick.
I mean, he didn't tell it. She apparently had like 8,000 nickels in that purse.
I think she
probably he used to make up something every.
Probably got 200 rolls of quarters in that damn purse.
Bobby used to make up some weird shit sometimes.
Bobby was amazing.
Rest in peace.
It just
fucking
the icon. One. I'll tell you, the one promo that really got to me was the one of Darby.
Yeah,
that's one thing that people. I'm pretty sure. I heard Seltzer. I heard piece of shit Alvarez. They're like, why would they do that? Why would they allow that promo to happen? And you're building up now the Cody line. Guess what? I'm gonna tell you why, you piece of shit, Alvarez. Because they're doing Cody a favor. Hey man, you're our boy. We love you. We're gonna help you build up. So why not? Why the hell not? So for them to in a crowd chanting Cody, I'm happy with that. That's fine. And Darby, the way how he made a great fucking promo on that. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
He did.
But you talk about California, man. That's bullshit. I'm from California, man. I mean, I'm from LA though. But I'm not.
Shit, wasn't Sting from California?
Yes, Venice Beach.
Beach, right?
Technically, but we already know that he's not.
Technically.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about Darby's promo. That honestly, I think if people are smart enough, and I use that word loosely, this would be a really good. Like that promo was a good way to go. Look, y'all stupid ass beef between AEW and WWE is fucking stupid because we will give each other shout outs for no reason.
Right.
And only because, but technically no reason. It's not no reason.
It feels like everybody shouts out Cody because
it's like Cody because Cody is everybody's buddy. Cody has done his best to pretty much make himself.
He paid his fucking dues in the indie scene. He paid
the hottest motherfucker in wrestling. So of course you're gonna shout him out.
I mean, shit. In the Matt Cardona Nick Nemeth match, they out here giving out Cody shout outs.
Right. As they should.
Mm-hmm.
Cody walked so you two could run.
Temple wants to get our thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. Dynamite, AEW World Title, TNT, World Tag, Women's World, Rampage, Lucha, Libre Collision, Triple Crown, TNT, Trios, TBS. It honestly would work wonders. Thoughts? So, in other words, he mentioned earlier in the chat about being a brand split. They were heading that direction when Phil Brooks was there. They were heading to that. Yeah, that's what Phil wanted to do.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And honestly, I don't think. Truth be told, I don't think they're stable enough with a good enough infrastructure to pull that off.
Yeah.
Like I mean, honestly, they barely have a women's division.
I mean, let's put it this way: if they had it, I'm trying to figure out how to put this nicely. If Tony was willing to let people, I'm trying. I said trying.
Hey, he had a rough Saturday. It's a rough week, so that's why he's aggressive.
I'm trying to be nice because I've been talking shit now for like 3 hours, so I'm trying to be nice here. If Tony was willing to kind of share the responsibilities with the people we discussed,
yeah.
If he was willing to, say, okay, we're gonna split this up, and this side is gonna be run by like Rocky and Chris Hero and this, that, and then over here, I'm gonna do this with help from, I don't know, Jared and blah, blah, this and that. I think they could manage to put something together pretty decently. But Tony seems to want to do all this by himself. He wants to be Mr. AEW, Mr. ROH. For a while there, he was trying to book AAA. I think he still is. Now he's working with CMLL. I mean, he's got 2 plates full, and he can't snort any of this. And that's the problem. And that's why I don't think a brand split would work right now. That's why I don't know if I think somebody asked about Brock Lesnar debut. I don't know what he would do with Brock Lesnar. I don't.
I mean, you could only do one thing with him, and honestly, in that venue, it would pretty much be the most hated thing in the world.
What? Give him a title?
Or have him run through the roster.
Have him run through the entire roster.
Hell no! I'll give him 3 matches.
I mean, that's honestly. I mean,
the last 2 give him Wardlow and Powerhouse Bullhouse.
Yeah.
See, those are the matches I would like to. I would love to see, like Brock versus Powerhouse, Brock versus Brian Cage, Brock versus Wardlow. But then past that, like, what do you do?
And I'll be honest with you.
If he was
why does he do this? Like, correction,
Diet Pepsi, Phil.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Let's face it.
So much shade, Chef. We're all family.
So here's the thing about
like,
Brock.
You and Bruce just hate on Pepsi Phil all the time. What the fuck, man?
Exactly. The slander.
I mean, yeah, sometimes he gets on my nerves, but I still love the motherfucker. I'd love him even more if he.
I love him more because
I'd love him even more if he threw some of that OnlyFans money. I really gotta stop.
So here's the problem with Brock Lesnar.
I already got women in my DMs from that. I really gotta stop. My wife's gonna be mad.
So not having that conversation. So here's the problem with Brock.
I got shit on camera. I agree. I think a brand split could work at AEW, but I think Tony needs to put together a team and a structure that would handle the brands. And he can't do that now. So he's not going to do that if he's separated. Because even when they were trying to do that with Collision, it was still he was in charge and certain people were doing certain things, but he had all the calls to make all shots and booked all the matches, this, that, the other. It needs to be more of a group effort.
He's breaking balls.
I mean, honestly,
I'm breaking the balls. Like, oh, okay, yeah, we're busting balls. This is what we do here.
I mean, he does. I mean, the problem is he needs a
that
Paul
would be
Heyman.
fun.
He needs a Paul Heyman to run the other brand.
That'd be fun. Rock helps Cody after screw. Oh, that would be fun.
That'd be nice.
That.
So, here's the other.
You know who else would be with that? King Verna. Burma. That man right there. Something, Cody Rhodes.
Something. Yeah. So
we got to do karaoke night here for sure.
All right. Last thing about Brock Lesnar. Here's the problem with Brock Lesnar. That man is selfish. He is.
Okay, fair.
My concern is
I do believe that he kind of learned on his last run because he didn't get a lot of wins. And he showed up and he did his thing and he had some good moments and he cut some good promos. I feel like he grew a little bit.
Yeah, I'm worried about how he would treat the younger talent at AEW.
Yeah. Or what he would do given the freedom that AEW gets. Because obviously that shit don't fly in WWE, but if he goes over to AEW and they basically say do whatever the fuck you want, that's not going to go well.
But and truthfully, I realize it's kind of a moot point because Mox still has some salty ass feelings about Brock in their match.
That is also true.
Remember their hardcore match that they had and like
Albania?
Yes.
Was that a hardcore match? Yeah.
If it wasn't, it should have been because poor Mox got brutalized, man. He barely even got in a shot.
And apparently that apparently was the issue. Like Mox wanted like having a more competitive match. Brock was like,
nah.
That's why like if every time someone says Brock,
I'll let Daniel Bryan get some moves in, but not you.
Yeah, that's the issue I have with Brock. Like I don't want him going anywhere. He's not going to be open because this AEW needs that. Like you can't be selfish being there. Like you got all these young talent who's trying to blow up. Like having him squash every single one of them and thinking that's a teaching moment. Don't.
Yeah,
we got that.
As much as I would want to see some of the big man matches we talked about, whether it be Powerhouse or Brian Cage or Wardlow
or Lance.
I feel like those matches might not be good for anybody but Brock.
Yes.
And that's not that's great for him, but it's not that great for AEW. I mean, if he beats Brian Cage, unfortunately, Brian Cage does not have a big role in AEW, let alone on TV. So that's not a big deal. But Wardlow is still on the come up phase. Powerhouse Hobbs just started to come up. And for Brock to just beat the shit out of them,
yeah.
Who is the real head of the table? Me.
The Roman.
Me.
Nah, it's Rock. Nowadays, it's Rock.
So you're normal Pepsi? There you go. Is that what it is?
Correction, Brian. Diet Pepsi tastes better than normal Pepsi. I drink Coke, so I don't know. If you ask me, wild cherry Pepsi tastes better than all of them, but that's just me. I'm a psycho.
Temple out here throwing out hot takes. Is gonna get his ass whooped.
No, Temple can handle himself, man. He's good. He's wanted to fly out here in the States and protect.
No, it's fine.
No, I like Temple because he's like me. He just wants to talk shit and watch the world burn, and I'm with that.
He did make a really good comment about Jacob Fatu. I'm not gonna say he's probably the most talented. He's probably definitely the healthiest.
I'll say he's the most talented. How about that?
Oh no, over Rosie and 3 Minute Warning.
Okay, he's the most talented alive. How about that?
Shit. Yeah. Fuck, when you put it that way, goddamn.
Yeah, pal.
I'm done.
Okay. In that case, yeah.
Like that's how I do. I just show up and I say some shit, and then the world burns, and I laugh.
Yeah. So Temple. So yeah, in that case, yeah, then Temple. If that's the criteria, then yeah, Temple's right. Of them, even, and this will sound terrible, but even in the Rock's heyday, Jacob Fatu was still better.
He's better than you.
I mean, do we have
Roman knows it? He's better.
Do we need to have a debate on if he's better than Roman?
I don't think it's debatable.
Not here though.
Singing live. Thank you, Simone Werewolf, for showing up and contributing.
There you go.
And he knows it.
Ouch, Diet Pepsi Phil. You used to be my favorite teacher. Go and drink. Hell, I'm crazy. Anarchism is so part of it. Bees like to watch the world burn.
See, we all do.
With a Crown Royale and some shades. Oh my God.
Right here, bruh. Give me 2 fingers and I'm with you. I'll get the
Give
cup.
me 2. Speaking of that, the last topic, folks, is of course the Ring of Honor Women's TV Championship Tournament. As you can see there, we'll show very quick. See, we already got Diamante defeating her girlfriend, Kiera Hogan. We got already Mercedes Martinez defeating Trish Adora. We got her, which I'm glad she's back. She's back, so good to see her back. Defeated Rachel Ellering, and then Velvet, we still got that one coming up. We got Aminata, of course, Aminata defeating J-Rod. So we got those upcoming matches, folks. That's what will be coming up here on next week on Ring of Honor TV on the application. That's what we got there, folks. So we got our girl, baby. That's right. My girl, Viva Van, will be facing Abaddon on that tournament. That is for sure. Yes.
The greatest thing no one will watch.
Respectfully.
That is true. The greatest thing no one will watch.
I will watch.
Can I ask a dumb question? Why does ROH need another television championship when they ain't on television?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Because they're trying to sell it to TV.
Well, they've been failing for how long now? You think another championship is going to do that?
See, Temple's British, right?
Like, well, now you got 2 TV championships. Here's the deal.
I mean,
as my boy Cape said, I'm a bad man.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying it made sense. I'm just saying what I think it is.
And of course, we have Robin, of course, for one of the Renegades versus Billy Starks. We have Sandra, of course, Sandra Moon versus Red Velvet. And we have
Wait, can you pull up Toa, please? Can you pull up the comment about Toa?
Okay, there you go.
That's not the one. I have said this, and y'all dragged my ass for saying this.
And I'll drag his ass too, but we're kind of in the middle of something else. That's the problem.
You did say that last week. We debated
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And we chewed his ass out for
exactly. We did.
So I said,
Taya Valkyrie versus.
No, Temple was just repeating what I said. So I'm the only one getting dragged.
That's what we love. So that's what we love. It's male superstar of the year, King Cody, top merchandise seller. Where is from? Yes, Mr. Verma. I don't know. That's good for Cody.
Roman is home where he always is.
Now, what are you guys' expectations for this tournament? And who takes it? Who will become the first ever women's television champion for Ring of Honor?
It is a shame because I wish the finals could be Billy Starks versus Viva Van, but they're on the same side of the fucking bracket.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you look at the women's thing, it was a stacked fucking match, stacked fucking bracket. Like honestly, it was a hard pick who was going to win.
Like looking at it, I'm leaning towards Taya and Viva in the finals. And Viva getting the win.
That's what we want.
Yes. See, I agree with you about Taya and Viva, but I think Taya takes it.
Oh, how dare you say that?
Because Viva,
I'm out. I'm just gonna hit debate of the week, and then I'm gonna be.
The problem
get my popcorn.
The problem is Viva isn't signed. The problem I have is that Viva's not really signed anywhere.
See, like they got Dom going for his belt. You see what
So anyway, yeah, I'm still going with Ty and Viva. The problem is Viva's not signed anywhere.
He even got his chips. He's like, hold on,
this shit's finna get you. All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Shit's about to hit the fan.
All right, first of all, tell me if I'm wrong. Viva does not have a contract with ROH or AEW.
No, she doesn't.
And honestly, there's no signs that she plans on signing it anytime soon, right?
We don't know. We don't know.
As far as
if I would have known first, I am not gonna tell the world. It's the same thing with Jacob Batu. I am not gonna tell the world anything until I have a beer with them, and I'll be like, all right.
But as far as we know, there has not been any more forward movement on a contract for Viva.
Even fair, we don't know shit.
Well, I mean, that's the key.
Even if we do know, but we don't.
That's what I'm saying. As of this moment, we don't know anything. So,
no, we don't.
So unfortunately, I feel like that's why Viva wouldn't win. However, it could be a move where it's like they're going to give Viva the title and then give her a contract to sign.
They better do that.
But the thing is, it's a weird way to get someone a contract.
Why the hell not? They've done it before. They've done that shit. Give a contract.
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Look, let's look at this bracket one more time. So let's look at her again. So look, all right. So we have Viva. Let's say Viva advances. She brings Martinez. That's gonna be a badass match to see her and Martinez.
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, and then we see Billy Starks winning. So her match is gonna be good. I see Billy Starks and her in the semifinals. The Viva Van.
Yeah.
I see Layla Hirsch going in the semifinals. She'll beat Red Velvet. I think Red Velvet will beat Sandra Moon. Which I respect Sandra Moon, and she's very talented. And I love her work. Taya and Layla Hirsch in the semifinals. They're gonna have Viva versus Billy Starks in semifinals, and that's when we'll get that four. They should have been a 4-way, man. Fuck, I don't know why they didn't do that. They should have done that shit.
I mean,
that would have been cool.
Like I said, we don't know, but my money is on Taya winning the whole thing.
Ah, man.
Okay,
so Viva, you gotta watch this clip. You better comment and better tell them you're bullshit, Pepsi Phil. Tell them you're bullshit.
I picked you to win. If you do watch this clip, go back and watch the part where I picked you to win. That's all I'm saying. And apparently Temple has Billy Starks versus Layla in the finals. I'm glad Layla Hirsch is back, by the way.
Yeah, I am too.
Female Taz, I kind of missed her.
She's awesome.
I think honestly, I think she's doing good. I think Billy Starks and Layla Hirsch is not a bad call.
No.
But I think my only big thing is that aside from Billy, Layla Hirsch is not exactly a top tier contender.
She's not a what? Wait, what? Wait, what did you say? Wait. What?
Really?
Oh boy.
I say Billy Starks is, Layla Hirsch not so much.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Shit's about to hit the fan.
Let me grab my.
You're lying.
I mean, y'all can be mad at me, but I mean,
I'm not. I'm just sitting back enjoying the entertainment now. I might as well be in the chat.
I mean, y'all could be hostile, but I'm just saying. Look on this bracket. Honestly, look on this bracket. Who's made the most money out of all of them?
It's not about the money, Pepsi Phil. What the
fuck?
I mean,
the clear answer is Taya, but Taya's been in wrestling for like 22 years.
Exactly.
So of course she's made more money than all these people.
Exactly, but
it doesn't mean she's making more money than people today.
Well, I meant like I'm sorry, in regards to being a draw. Like I said, when it comes to a draw, being a draw of these four.
Now, to be fair, Layla probably got more TV ratings and exposure on Dynamite than Taya did in her whole fucking career. Because she never even made it to the fucking main roster in WWE. She was at Impact after they lost the Spike deal. So Layla has probably been on the bigger television shows than any of these women in the tournament.
True, that's exposure.
Except maybe Mercedes.
Yeah, that's exposure, though. That's not as a draw. That's exposure.
I'm just saying.
That's not as a draw.
If you were exposed to more people, you probably end up making more money. That's kind of how it works. Like, I really wanted to do it. If you remember, Top Rope really wasn't doing shit till I met Ivan. And all of a sudden I got in front of some more people and we started blowing up.
Now you got Temple what he wanted.
What?
See?
What? I'm just saying. What? From a booking perspective, I would not give it to Layla Hirsch. What?
I would give it to Viva Van, but that's just me.
Exactly. So would I.
No, you wouldn't.
We are not.
Oh my God. Really, really, really. Oh,
me too.
On that side of the bracket, yes, I would.
You would.
Yeah, on that side.
About the championship. I gave the championship to Viva Van.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Not gonna lie, I'm on the fence with that one.
It's like, oh, let's give it to Taya Valkyrie so 3 more people get through the paywall. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Viva Van. As far as I'm concerned, she's done a couple of belt collector videos as well. So it's not like she's not.
Oh, yeah, that too. But the thing is, like, Taya is already kind of, on and off Dynamite. Now she's on ROH. Like Taya's Taya. She's there. She's established. She's making her money. She's doing whatever. Viva Van, on the other hand, is on the come up. And winning this title, get an ROH contract could lead to AEW, could lead to all this other shit. And I would rather see somebody like Viva Van come up and get into Dynamite and help build that women's roster than bringing in all these like recycled names that people, they're cool, but the fuck are we going to do with them in AEW?
Okay.
I mean, Taya's having the same impact in AEW and ROH that Adam Copeland is having in AEW, which is not a whole fucking lot.
I mean, I don't know who RK Shuttleworth is, but don't forget about Mexico.
Oh no, in Lucha Underground, Taya was amazing.
Yeah.
I know she's amazing. She was amazing in Mexico. Like, I'm not taking anything away from her. She's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not.
I'm
like
just saying, Viva
it's
Van is one of those people who is like young and talented and on the come up. Like, been PCW champion, been all over the place. Let her get more exposure, and that will help to bring it in on, because people will literally go, "Whoa, who the fuck is she?" Kind of like there were a lot of people. I was not one of them, but there were a lot of people like my wife who, when we watched Lucha Underground and she saw Taya Valkyrie, she had, like, this was the first time, and my wife literally looked at me and went, "Who's the skank in the torn up pants?" I was like, "She is one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. Watch." And a lot of people
who's the skank in the torn up pants.
That is a direct quote. She walked in and Taya was standing there next to Johnny with
somebody's
Dario's office, and the stuff she used to wear.
Yeah.
And she went, "Who the hell's this skank in the torn up pants?" And I went, "Oh, she's one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time."
First of all, I missed them torn up pants. So shut up.
I do too.
Honestly, the only bit.
Yeah, Viva is awesome.
Yeah, the only person who's got better pants right now is Bailey.
Okay.
Oh, Viva is awesome, man.
Probably because of the way she fills them out, but
yes. So, yeah. Oh, don't worry. This is not meant as a slander towards Viva.
Oh no. Or Taya.
Yeah, exactly.
People might actually tune in to see Viva and then start spreading the word. Other people come in to see her because they don't know who she is. The way a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people who tuned into Lucha Underground didn't know who Taya was until they saw her there. And all of a sudden, they're going back to watch her old shit. They're tuned into Lucha Underground. They're seeing other people that they've never seen. And that's one of the reasons that show took off.
The only thing I'm saying,
maybe it would work for ROH too if you gave it to somebody like Viva fucking Van.
The only thing I'm sad about is the fact that we've already written off Abaddon.
Well, I haven't exactly written off Abaddon. I would rather her just go and join up and make a female House of Black with Julia and Sky Blue.
Yes, I know.
I would rather see that happen than see her win a television title that's not on television.
Maybe they'll do what they usually did. Just have her show up on AEW every so often. Like they did with the ROH champion and honor belt.
Will Sasha? Yeah, she will. Sure. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you saw, but in March they had AEW has their first show at the TD Garden, and they're calling it Big Business. And if you see the logo, it is literally written in Sasha Banks font.
It is
like take the boss and put Big Business. It is the same fucking thing.
It is.
So, either she's debuting there or AEW is punking the entire wrestling community to get people to buy tickets and tune in.
That is what I'm waiting to find out for sure, because Tony has lied to me before.
When? He said, show up at the United Center because we might have something big. And a bunch of people showed up, and all of a sudden Cult of Personality played. When did Tony lie? I know he makes a lot of stupid announcements.
Yes, he does.
But he says he has a big announcement. To him, it's a big announcement. It doesn't mean it is.
To him, it's a big announcement. He's not lying to himself, is what you're telling me.
My big announcement is we're going to have another All In. Yeah, I figured you made a fuck ton of money on the first one. How is this a big fucking announcement? Exactly. We're going to have a show in March in Boston. That's your big fucking announcement?
I think the only last big announcement he had that was actually a big announcement.
You know what?
Was either Will Ospreay or Wembley.
Temple, I as close as it is, I have to agree. I give a slight edge to Lucha Underground over Black and Gold, just for the amazingly wild, coked out '90s macabre stories that they put behind that action. That just put it over the top, man. And all the crazy fight scene segments, vignettes in the back and shit, and all that, not to mention Katrina. Can we take a moment for Katrina? Because respectfully, God damn,
the reason I pick Lucha Underground is because honestly, if you look at Lucha Underground, it sounds terrible against NXT, but more talent came out of Lucha Underground than NXT had. Like legitimately, I feel like more. I don't want to say super talent, but like literally more future superstars came out of Lucha Underground. Like people we didn't even know originally who were in Lucha Underground were going,
oh yeah, like Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah, Penta, Phoenix, Swerve, Killshot, and
Ricochet.
So yeah, so literally, like I think Lucha Underground was better than NXT in that regards.
I mean, Lord knows Impact felt that way because they brought everybody in for Lucha Underground. It was like, your turn to be Impact champion. Penta, you're next.
All right, let's now close this out, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
And yes, and also, folks, coming up next, which you should go and support our brother from another mother, and that is my boy Ritter. Go.
Oh, Ritter, yes,
because he will be live on Twitch and on YouTube. Make sure you'll follow.
Oh, no
Smacking It
Pornhub,
Raw, folks. Make sure the number one podcast on fucking Pornhub.
Number one on Pornhub.
Only if you have a subscription.
Oh, yes. Up next. That's right. On Creation World. Oh, man. Let's see. That's going to be, Creation World YouTube channel. So I'll type it here for you guys. So you guys would know where to go ahead and join them.
Yeah, Ritter and the crew are an absolute trip. You're going to love them. If you feel like burning the midnight oil, that's a great place to do it. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Ritter's amazing color change mic. I want one.
I know. I love his mic. I'm like,
it's such a trip. I want one.
Also, shout out to the chat for coming in hard and heavy.
That was going to be my next shout out, actually. So thank you. As always, chat, you guys are amazing. I mean, I come into these things exhausted and a wee bit stressed the fuck out. And you guys always just make me feel better, give me some energy, make me laugh. Thank you. It's great to spend a little bit of my weekend with y'all. And of course, these wonderful people on screen with me, mi familia.
And
there you go. I got him to say this.
And shout out to the chef for giving me more names than Johnny Nitro.
You're gonna be the Johnny Nitro of podcasting after this week.
That's right.
If I get time back,
you know what he's gonna be? He's gonna be the Johnny Pepsi Nitro of podcasting.
Does that come with a Ty Valkyrie?
No.
Okay.
That's right.
No OnlyFans.
Make sure you guys
I can dream
to Smacking It Raw, baby, because that's our media there. Go to the Creation World YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe to them, and they're going to be live in a few moments. As Ritter will be live with Vince, and of course with other hosts, of course, this will be having their. We'll soon have a joint together show because I've been there before and awesome. And remember, over there is either spit or swallow. That's what it is over there on Smacking It Raw. Make sure.
Amazingly, I've never been on Pornhub.
I was on Pornhub, and it was.
You would think it's being me, you could find something. Nope.
That is right. And of course, do not forget us, folks. Make sure,
of course,
that you subscribe and follow us on our social media platforms. And you can follow us, of course, right there on Amazon as well, on Apple, Spotify, and follow us on Twitch. Subscribe to us here on our YouTube channel as well, the Debate Network. When we debate, you see so much shit with debate because of you guys. Well, we love it because we appreciate it.
Or because Pepsi Phil says some dumb shit. There is that.
Or I come up with salient kernels of debate material.
Or as I called it, dumb shit.
I still stand by my toe and versus chicken flat too.
Oh, I'm sorry again. Thank you, Chad.
So it looks like he's going to be having Apron. He's going to be Kyle from Apron. So they're going to.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Kyle's a good dude.
Okay.
So they're on right now. So that they actually on.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're signing off. Go join them. Have fun. And as always, enjoy wrestling. And if it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it.
That's right. I think John Michael's wife should be on Smacking the Raw podcast. Similar to me.
Smacking It Raw, the oral session.
That is right.
Last thing I need is a hostile John Moxley fork in hand coming after me.
That's right. But
what's my name? I don't give a fuck about no Mox. Oh no, he's from Cincinnati. I'm from Philly, bitch. Bring it.
Cincinnati. You don't know it's out in Cincinnati.
It ain't Philly, I'll tell you that right now.
Pushing up to Cleveland.
Cleveland.
It just said an orange clone in Cleveland is its national animal.
That's right. I'm telling him right now. I'm messaging him. We told everyone to tune in.
We're plugging you now. It's like a Twitch raid, but we can't. Because we have and shout out to the viewers on Twitch too. God damn it, it's nice to see you.
And Zach, who's on Twitter, or X.
Oh, was he on Twitter or was he on Instagram? I know he was there. Shout out to Zach too. Some of your questions in that comment about Oneida, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was great. We always love seeing other platforms come in. Like, yeah, we've got a pretty good base on YouTube, but we always like seeing guys on Twitch or Instagram or even the X come through and drop their comments. That's cool. So much love to all of you out there. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope I can get some rest this weekend, to be honest.
Do we get to hear the greatest name in social media history?
What, the greatest Instagram handle ever?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? If you want to find my show, which has been on, kind of joint with, if you want to find Top Rope and you want to figure out when we're finally coming back and not just doing these joint shows, you can always find us on the greatest Instagram handle ever, which is @top_rope_wrestling_talk. Yes, made by me, won 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards. Seltzer gave it 17.5 stars. Okay. Follow us there. Send us some shit, answer some questions, get involved, and when we finally do come back, we'll talk about your shit. We're still trying to get that together. Every time I talk to Bruce or Wendy or so, it's dude, life this, that, it's like, okay, we'll figure it out. Fuck. Are we really 7 weeks into the new year? It feels like 7 fucking years.
I think it's 7 weeks. What is it? Well, technically, it's going in the 3rd week right now because we just had Valentine's Day this week. So
I hope everybody has a nice Valentine's Day weekend. Is that a thing?
Not this. Well, not when it happens in the middle of the week.
But wouldn't it be though? Because it's the weekend after Valentine's. You can't really celebrate when you got to work in the morning.
This is technically pregnancy test weekend to see if Valentine's Day didn't cause a problem.
Hope the test comes up negative.
Exactly.
So so they have Kyle from Apron Bump, and he's there, and they're like, yeah, do it now. Like, shut the fuck up. We already know you're going live. Fuck you too, Kyle. Even if you're watching this, Kyle, fuck you too.
We love you, Kyle, but fuck you.
We love you,
but fuck you.
Fuck you.
Ritter, we love you.
Oh no,
Ritter, we love you to death.
I love sexy
Kyle, so
but fuck you.
I love Ritter because Ritter's the man. He's
but fuck you.
I know. Tempo's already over there, so that's for sure.
Okay.
But man, folks, you already heard it. The Notorious one already broke it down. So make sure you go ahead and tune in to right now to Smack It and Raw. That's they'll be going live. That's they're gonna be giving their spit and swallow.
Oh, Poppy, can I do it? Can I hit it?
Hit it.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
I always wanted to do that.
Yeah, and we're doing it now, folks. So you already know. You guys
yes.
It now. But you already know, folks. That make sure you follow, subscribe, and all on social media. Connect with us. Everything else we already know.
Links
coming
in
up
description.
Next, right there below. Get us up to 1,000 people. Get us up there. We want to get there. We want to get 600. We want to get more and more and more. We appreciate you guys all over around the world.
We love you.
Yes, and we'll be back here next week because we got a lot of things to talk about. See, the world of professional wrestling is so much shit. You still have the predictions for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
You still got to the predictions for New Japan, of course, coming up for the one. And AEW Dynamite was Ren and Stimpy than fucking dressing in holidays dress.
I don't know how I can do this now, but I'm gonna do it.
Wonderful.
No, you did it. But you already know that here on the Debate Network, you already know we don't just podcast, do music, do especially OnlyFans over here, courtesy of this guy.
Hello.
Again.
You already know.
Look for the money shots.
Look for the money shot. Fuck. I think we gotta make a shirt of that for him. They look for the money shot Pepsi. He already has it on. He already has it on. Oh,
Pepsi Nitro.
Oh man. You already know. But I'm gonna Dom and Phil give the last word before I say the word. But anybody want to take it away? Go ahead.
I mean, I already said my thing. So, in the words of Grandma Wendy, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Just everyone be safe, take care of yourselves, and enjoy wrestling.
That's right. Because right here, we don't just do podcasting. We don't do all of that. We make history. Have a good weekend, folks. We'll see you next week.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, and good night.